What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Monday Night Wave podcast. We're now on episode 12, baby. Shout out to Cove. Yeah, this is your favorite wrestling podcast by the best tag team wrestling podcasters on this podcasting world. I don't know. I tried to figure out something. It didn't work too well. I'll figure out something next time. Yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna do what I always do: pass it over to my host. Go ahead, take it away from here.
It is your mother's favorite heel. It is the wild card, the king of gorgeous, Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery, Hero. Now, CM Lone, I have two questions for you. First question is, if you stare into the devil's eyes, what do you see? All right? But you answer that later. I don't want you to answer that right now. You think about that. But the second question is, what do you want to pod about, bro?
I think today's a great day to podcast about wrestling.
Man.
Graps.
It's been a
championships.
Man. A good start of the month with a lot to talk about.
It has. This has been, it's been a great week. To the listeners just now listening, we're going to go over night 2 because we didn't go over night 2. So it's night 2 is going to be Raw, SmackDown, no AEW this week. We'll go over that next week, although there will be some stories that we can tell for sure. It's been a phenomenal week, man. We are officially in the Paul Levesque era, as some would say. Just overall, feeling about night 2 or just WrestleMania, the whole thing in general is that it was amazing. It was a breath of fresh air. Probably one of the better pay-per-views I've seen. I can't say the best yet, 'cause I got to go through my lineup and everything, but definitely one of my favorites. I
would say it's probably top 5 in the modern era.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, at least since I've been watching, from start to finish, especially night 2. Night 1 was good. We talked about night 1, but night 2 blew night 1 out of water. So if you combine them, I would say it doesn't have to be in the top 3, but I would say it's a top 5. Granted, I mean, there is some recency bias, but people were saying, even when people were at the show, they were, it's like one of the greatest WrestleManias. It wasn't just a tagline; that was a pretty fucking great Mania overall.
It was,
I think.
It was. That's something. I don't really go back and rewatch premium live events or pay-per-views, but I go back and rewatch that, and still be just as giddy. It was that fucking good.
I could rewatch majority of night 2 and then some of night 1 for sure. Absolutely. But rewatching PLEs is hard sometimes because there's such long shows, especially if there's only one or two good matches or something like that. But
people would fall asleep to Friends or The Office or some shit like that. I might throw on Roman versus Cody and just curve out, just wind down at the end of the night.
I'm trying to run Iyo and Bayley back. I meant to watch that again the other day.
Yeah, that's we'll get into it. We'll get into it for sure. It was a great fucking night. Last or maybe 2 weeks ago, we had a question we didn't get into about our Mania match. Do you still got your answers and everything?
Yeah, I still have those.
All right, bet. Let's do it. So, in the history or in the spirit of WrestleMania energy, we're going to give off our top 5 favorite WrestleMania moments or matches, or just matches, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you started last time, or did I start last time? I can't remember.
I have no idea. I think it was, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I'll start it this time. So we're going to go over my top 5 Mania matches. It's kind of funny because going over these, I realized that I didn't watch a lot of the earlier Golden Age WrestleManias. So mine's is definitely more a little bit modern, within 20 years, I'd say. I got Rock Stone Cold Mania 17. I think that.
That's rocking. That's number 2, right?
Yeah,
I think that's number 2.
Which one had was it the My Way or the Highway?
I think that's number 2. Yeah.
That shit was fucking insane. I think that hit that shit hit. I got Rock Hollywood Hogan. Okay. That's a solid one to me, and it's always Hogan on this side, but I will give you that. That was a great moment.
Mm-hmm.
Shane versus Miz.
Let's go. All right.
That was it was a match that I didn't expect to be like one of my favorites, but it was so chaotic. Like there was a lot of chaos in the Shane versus Miz match, and I thought that shit was insane. Next up is Bianca Sasha.
Okay.
Like that's just gonna be legendary. I will always and forever remember that one. And last but not least, this should be no surprise, Kofi fucking Mania. Like
Word.
Kofi Mania is just like that's one of the ones where I was invested, and if he had lost, I would have been in people's comments. And I don't do shit like that. But like I was so invested in Kofi Mania. I also didn't like the setup. Like they made him go through the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made New Day go through the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like 2 shows back to back of niggas being put through the worst shit possible.
No. Set up for some great moments though. And then Daniel Bryan Bryan Danielson, both. The Planet's Champion, still one of my favorite versions of him ever, in my opinion.
Fickle.
That hemp belt was fire. It's granted I didn't have the money I have now. Not that I'm richer than anything, but I regret not buying that hemp belt. That belt was so icy.
It was definitely unique for sure.
The turquoise gems. Come on, bro.
Yeah, turquoise gems was solid. That was solid. I think also there's like a promo where he was like going off on a fan about eating a hot dog in the stadium or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like he was for sure in his eco bag. Like that was the most comfortable Daniel's been as like I would say a heel. I think maybe that was his only moment as a heel.
He was a heel during the No movement with Kane. I mean, I wasn't watching at the time, but he was a heel.
The the eco-friendly Daniels, that was really him. I feel like that was him coming out. What you got? What's your Mania side?
Fuck. I wish I would have made a bigger list because I didn't start watching. My first Mania ever was the one that had Rock and Cena 2. And at that time, I wasn't watching wrestling. My brother was watching wrestling, and he convinced my dad or whoever to buy the pay-per-view, which I was jealous about because I never got the chance to get pay-per-views when I was a kid. But that was my first like Mania, and then everything else is just like me watching like matches from the past or whatever. And then just ever since 2015, I've been watching Manias since then. But so most of my stuff is modern too. I don't have like Ricky Steamboat versus like Piper or some shit like that. But it
was no Owen versus Brett. Although I heard that's a great match. I probably should go back and check that out.
I do want to check that one out. But we do have 2 that are the same. So I got Rock and Austin 2 also. Because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's the one where Stone Cold is the heel and they beat the living shit out of The Rock, which I think I just talked about recently in one of their pods. Great match. I also have Kofi Mania. That was just
yep.
Like it wasn't until like maybe 2 years ago I finally changed the background from my lock screen of the New Day holding Kofi
holding him up.
Yeah. I had the what do you call that? The chibi, the anime drawing version of it. Mm-hmm. I think it's chibi or something like that. Someone drew that, and that was my lock screen for like 4 years.
I respect. It was my Xbox profile pic for sure. When that happened, I was like, "This is a great moment, bro."
Yeah. So I got those 2. The other one I have is the very first TLC match at WrestleMania 2000.
The Dudley's Edge Christian,
mm-hmm. And Hardy Boys. That shit was fire. I mean, that whole WrestleMania was really fire. But man, the first TLC match, what a legend! Like, I mean, every single TLC match that they had was amazing, and I'm sure that's not the best one, but that's for sure the one. I mean, I remember watching that. I rewatched that. I want to say in like 2018, and it was fucking amazing.
That's the one where Devon was holding the belt, and then he get like speared off the belt.
You're thinking of Edge and Jeff. I think it was Jeff, or it was either Jeff or Matt that was hanging, and Edge speared one of them.
Something happened. I know Devon had a spot. He talks about that. He was like, "I wish I never did that spot. I was so scared."
I think there was a spot where he went through like 2 stack tables or 3 stack tables. Okay. Honestly, we'll just have to when we get enough fans for a second show, we'll do a thing where we like rewatch old matches or something.
Watch along.
Talk about them. Those are my first 2 or 3. I'm sorry. The next I have Bianca Becky. I thought that was I was going to put Bianca and Sasha for the moment, but I I think the Bianca Becky match was a better match overall, as far as like the spots and making my heart stop. Like when she hit that manhandle slam again, my mouth was dropped. I was like, holy fuck, she's not about to, like. But yeah, anyway, Bianca won. That was a stellar fucking stellar women's match. And then a match that happened literally just last year. I'm doing Rhea Charlotte. That is one of my favorite women matches. Rhea Charlotte too, I guess you could say. That was one of my favorite women matches. That was one of my favorite matches last year, just in general, as a whole. And this year, we'll talk about it, but there's a women's match that is also I'm putting in that same caliber to me. Man, because generational Bayley, generational
cooking.
But yeah, that's my top 5.
All right, cool. I like it. In the YouTube comments, since that's where all y'all at, and we appreciate y'all, drop us with y'all favorite Mania match, or give us your top 5. I'm definitely interested in seeing what y'all got going on down there. News. What we got for news?
So first thing, I mean, there's not a whole lot besides the big thing, but we got a Sheamus is finally coming back. He's apparently coming back next Monday or this coming Monday.
Yep.
So that's cool. I'm expecting him to be Sammy's first feud, maybe, because I know Sheamus, he really wants the IC title. He's going to get it before he retires for sure. I don't think he's going to get it off of Sammy immediately, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's his first feud or anything. But yeah, it's cool to get the Banger Man back. The next, it just happened last night or yesterday, but your boy Jon Moxley. The first person to ever hold the WWE World Title, the AEW World Title, and now the new IWGP World Championship. So
that's major. That's actually really solid. Like that means that like on any promotion, you're championship worthy, and that's a huge call.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mox, man. I love Mox. On my end, I have this one we didn't talk about, but Big E's health update.
Yeah.
He took his scans. He said things are going to change. He says the C1 has healed but has not formed new bone. He says he's not medically cleared, and truthfully, he may never be cleared. But he's blessed to be free of pain and mentally happy and otherwise healthy. Life is good. Shout out to Big E, man. I love E. I think it sucks that he may not come back, and if that means like he's in a better place like health wise, I'm all for it. I'm gonna give E flowers real quick because I don't think that I would have gotten back into wrestling without New Day. If I did not see New Day on screen, I wouldn't be watching. This podcast wouldn't exist. I can confidently say that.
I can confidently agree with you as far as my end goes. Like I met the New Day when they were at one of the Rose Cons here. I got a picture with them. It's actually my header on Twitter. Yeah, they were all nice dudes. Big E in particular, he's a super. I mean, they're all really positive, but he's genuinely like a really positive dude. It's not just his character. Like if you listen to the old New Day pods, like they're all funny, they're all genuine, they're all nice. They all seem like really cool ass dudes. I would love to fucking hang out with them,
man.
if I ever got the chance.
We're gonna speak that into existence. Let's get a New Day pod episode. Let's get the next guest to be the New Day. I would love to talk to either one of them. Because they all are legends in their own right.
Yeah. But yeah, Big E, Big E's all. If as long as he's good mentally, I support it. As a fan, that's all we should do is support their choices as long as they're making good life decisions.
Absolutely.
We support it. And I don't want him risking his life or risking being paralyzed just to make me laugh on or entertain me on TV. It ain't that serious.
Life is longer than what people think or should be. If you're blessed, it will be.
My only hope is that I wish that he could be seen more. I mean, we saw him a lot during Mania, doing promos and talk stuff. Like, I hope he becomes, I don't know, like a commentator or I don't know, even a backstage interview. I don't know. I would just like to see him more because he's such an awesome, he puts a smile
His
on everyone's
energy's
face.
his energy's infectious.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So,
very infectious.
but if he doesn't
Would
want
you
to do
take
that,
him as
I
like a
support it.
manager?
Yeah, absolutely. I take him as like he's so entertaining at what he does. You could put him in any role. Like you could make him a manager, or you could put him on the commentary booth. I mean, yeah, he could do anything. I mean, if you want him, if he wanted to produce, I'm sure he could produce.
It's true.
Yeah. So I mean, shit. Yeah, I don't know. I just would like to see him weekly or on a consistent basis. That doesn't mean he has to wrestle, but also if he doesn't want to do that, then again, that's fine. I support it as long as he's healthy.
Yeah,
And,
as long as he's healthy and he's right mentally and he's happy, like you say, happy. I'm cool with it. The last thing on here was there's a potential rumor that when Hook's contract is up, he's going to be maybe a little interested in the interested in seeing what they got over what they got going over there.
It wasn't E particularly; it was explore the option. But more than likely, it's which is it's funny because I'm my concept of time is terrible, but it was either last year or late the year before. But I remember Taz saying in an interview that he wished he could learn at the PC at some point. And I thought it was an interesting thing because it's like, man, you're on contract, your son's on contract. That's an interesting thing to say, but it's not like he got in trouble or nothing. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. In saying that, I am not surprised by this news article or this news segment or the thing. I'm not surprised that he's willing to explore his options. I mean, again, and we'll talk about this Mania, but I mean, just this Paul Levesque era in general, the way that it's changing the business over there as far as like how the talent feel and what the talent can do and how they're presented. It would be, I would say, it wouldn't be smart to at least not think about it as any free agent ever. I would say at least think about it. I mean, obviously there's other options. There's AEW, there's TNA, there's New Japan, etc. But I mean, yeah, I think it would be silly to at least not even think about it. So
yeah, I think two things. I think Hook would do very well in NXT. I think that with the development and the time that he would get over there, I think Hook could definitely elevate his superstardom. Like he's already good as far as like suplexing, he's safe like in the ring and whatnot. I think Hook just needs the promo ability and how to sell his character because right now he doesn't really have a character. He's just handsome devil Hook, which doesn't really translate dollars.
He's kind of like a mix. Honestly, if I had to he's kind of like a mix between Solo and Dominic. If if you were trying to do a Dragon Ball Z fusion, that's the kind of vibe you get because you get the Street Fighter vibe, but you also get the handsome devil, pretty boy, fucking what's that? Delinquent type vibe, right? You child delinquent type vibe. Yeah,
I can see that.
That was it.
he just needs help to develop. Which is crazy because we talk about every week how we're just sick of seeing Jericho, but that's just Jericho's doing his job and trying to develop him.
He's trying to siphon the soul out of. Bro, you see that he made a bunch of trademarks, the learning tree, which I watched some of Rampage last night after SmackDown, and he talked about it on the commentary. He name dropped learning tree. He copyrighted a couple things. So I mean, this is gonna be like at least a 3-month thing. Because they're going to tag and they're going to feud. And
yeah, well, when I watched Dynamite this week, there was a segment where they lose a match to Shane Taylor Promotions, and it ends the match. How they lose is Shibata accidentally kicks Jericho on the head. Jericho drops down to the apron. As Shibata comes to tag Hook, Jericho pulls Hook's leg. And it seems like, he's mad at Hook for not looking out for him, learn from me, pay attention, that kind of thing. And then Shibata gets, backdoored, and that's how STP wins. But they're definitely doing some kind of weird, we're beefing, but we're gonna make each other better kind of feud. I'm gonna keep paying attention because I love watching wrestling and I don't know everything, so let it play out. My second overall thought process about the Hook thing before we get off this is that this is now the possible second young talent leaving AEW, which means that we got to figure out some kind of like development cycle, a development plan. Like you said before, how you wish that everybody could go to the PC. I think even more so, like once losing Cody and like the Nightmare Factory, his Nightmare Factory element. Not saying that it's not saying it doesn't exist, but I think having Cody there and be like, hey, we can go train over here, come out to Atlanta, let's get it in, helped out a lot more than what people thought. Currently, I don't know what their development cycle is like. I don't know where they go. I don't know if they got like, oh, this is Orange Cassidy's dungeon or whatever. But they need something to develop these young talent because they have a lot of young people who are nice. They just need to work on their moves. That's it.
Yeah, and selling. I mean, you can because I mean,
you get that with training.
Yeah, and and this is not. I'm not trying to be old man yells at a cloud. I'm fine with indie wrestling. I'm even fine with Spot Fest. Depending on how Spot Fest of a match it is. But also at the same time, I need some psychology, like tell a story. I don't know. To me, it takes me out of the fucking game when I see 30 Canadian destroyers back to back, and then someone gets a stunner, and then they instantly pop back out and pedigree the person. They pop back out and drop kids. Like, someone sell something. Sell me something. I'm here to.
Especially when it's like somebody sells something, and the one thing they sell is the goddamn roll up, and I'm like, this. Like, ain't this some shit, bro? This man just got kicked in the head twice, but the roll up, that's what gets him? All right, cool. Bet. Yeah. Just hope they have some kind of development program going over there. They need it because you can't keep, thriving off of like older wrestlers and older talent. I mean, you can, but eventually, you're going to need somebody to step the fuck up. Yeah, next thing on the news, I guess is not really much news, but it is the Punk situation, the Punk video clip.
I mean, it's news.
It's definitely news. Yeah, I guess I'll start it off real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
This week on AEW, last week on AEW, they announced that they were going to show the Brawl-In footage, or All-In to be politically correct, the Brawl-In footage where the incident occurred between Punk and
Jack Perry.
I want to say Jungle Boy, but
I mean,
Jack
it technically is not wrong.
I didn't want to be disrespectful. Yeah, so they said they were going to play the clip or the video and whatnot. They did play the clip this Wednesday. It starts off with the Bucks talking about the last time that he wrestled was on All In. It was their biggest show in company history. It was their biggest match. But right before their match, there was an incident backstage, saying that basically saying it's a feud. The way they're spinning it is that it was a feud between them and FTR currently right now, saying that because there was an incident backstage, they were distracted and they couldn't get the win on FTR. That's the storyline angle that they're playing with. Inside this promo, they say something interesting where it's like, someone once said that if you have a problem with Jack Perry, chances are you're the problem. So basically showing that the Bucks are siding with Jack Perry in this incident. Clearly after, last week's scapegoat on the entrance, this week he's wearing a scapegoat t-shirt, which Jack Perry sold out of, by the way, which is, I guess that's great for the business. That's what you wanted, was to make money off of it.
Well, okay, I said I was going to interrupt, but I would like to state that shirt is from his own personal website. It has nothing to do technically with AEW, to my knowledge. I don't think they're getting royalties. So for Jack Perry, he's coming up, but
I love it. Yeah,
as far as AEW, they're not getting that.
Y'all fucking up.
Yeah, I don't think they're touching that.
I talk about that too. I'll talk about that too. Jack Perry's little individual shirt sold out. I like that. Make your money, man.
He has a cool website too, actually.
I haven't checked it out.
I went to check it out to fact check it. Like, yeah, he has whoever did his website, he got it's cool.
They play the footage, right? And it's like you've seen shit in like high school locker rooms, and if you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. But basically, what it looks like is that Punk approaches Jack. They're arguing, like they're going. It doesn't look heated. It looks like a pretty standard, like just argument back and forth. And I can say it doesn't look heated because right before this man got choked out, he plays with his hair. Like he's like just pushing his hair back. Like anybody in that kind of situation ready for a fight, you're not. I'm focused. I'm locked in. Like I'm not like touching my hair. I'm not touching my face. I'm ready to like scrappy. As Jack pulls his hair back, you see Punk's hands go around this man's throat, and he chokes him out. Turns into it's a choke into a headlock. It maybe lasts 5 seconds before Samoa Joe comes out. It's at the most 5 seconds before Samoa Joe comes out, breaks up the hold that Punk had on Jack. As the hold gets broken up, you see Punk just flip a beeline towards the right side of the screen. I'm guessing this is where Tony and them was at, and he's just fucking going crazy on him, like just loud, aggressive yelling.
Well, it's exaggerated point. There's no sound in this video, so
it isn't.
Like, yeah,
but
so,
you can clearly see that like he's frustrated with somebody to the right side of the screen.
Yeah, it's an angry point. It's exaggerated.
Yeah, angry gestures.
Yeah, which I'm assuming that's where he was like, "This place is a fucking joke. I quit."
Exactly. Yeah. It's not funny, but that's exactly what it looks like. This is why I gotta do it. This bullshit, too old for this drama. I quit.
Yeah.
They say that the video cuts, and I'm paraphrasing a whole bunch of shit that they said in this promo. Says the EVPs were distracted by the scuffle. That's why they lost. They admit that it was like it was a short high school scrap. Basically, once again, saying that the reason why they lost to FDR was because they had to worry about their EVP duties and worry about what happened backstage, therefore giving them the mental advantage, and FTR, wins that all in. I think overall, my thoughts on this is I got a lot of stuff. At any given moment, if you want to say something,
I have a lot of stuff too. But you said in the chat that you was going to go Loner J Smith, and that's what I'm waiting for.
Preposterous. All right, and like I said, it was early in the week before we talked or before we recorded the pod. I was like, it's early in the week. My energies came down. I'm relaxed now. But okay. If you did this shit 2 days ago, I'm on everybody's fucking neck. Punk. I listened to both. I listened to the interview that Punk did. I'd say Punk. His whole take was that he was acting innocent, not acting, but it was portrayed innocent, like he didn't really do nothing too crazy. Even though he did admit that in the Ariel interview that I just choked him out a little bit, which is also fucking insane. I think that Punk is he played the victim a little bit. But I do understand that, like, from the context of that and what Kenny had also said this week, EVPs didn't like him. Clearly, we know that Bucks did not fuck with Punk. Clearly, and also fact checking with the Punk interview is that they had separate shows. I thought the separate show was to separate Punk from like Kenny, but it's actually to separate Punk from Nick and Matt, which is just fucking nuts because it seems that from what Kenny said that they talked about it, they scrapped it out, they squashed it, it was done, which means that he did take a meeting with Kenny at least that week. We know. Or they talked about it.
Well, yeah, based on what he was saying, it seemed like he knew about the meeting. The meeting was supposed to happen, but due to other powers, it never happened. But yeah, he did say that they texted, I think, and to his knowledge, they're currently in good standing. To his knowledge, they're not beefing right now.
So clearly, from a not money aspect, clearly from a business standpoint, Kenny was ready to like, let's just move on from this shit. Let's make money. Like it's okay. If you're an EVP and like you're doing shit like that, bro, ego's got to be put to the side. Like, and the thing is, it wasn't even about like a beef between Matt and Nick and Punk. This is between Punk and Jack. Like, it should have been, okay, look, if Lil Dude want to go through the fucking glass, not Lil Dude, respectfully, if Dude want to go through the glass and get fucked up, we'll talk about it after this pay-per-view, and then we'll reprimand him then, That looked like that was not going to be the case, and shit just went fucking ape shit from there.
You're kind of blending the stories a little bit because Brawl Out, like when the scrap with Punk and Ace Steel versus the Elite.
My bad. Yeah, right.
It came after the scrum when he was talking about like how he's working with children and he was shitting on Hangman Page. Called
Because
him
Hangman went into business for himself, with
right,
the promo and everything.
And then after that, he was like, if anyone has a problem, you can see me in my locker room. Fast forward, something happened in the locker room. There was a fight.
Yeah. So what I mean is from like the brawling situation that like that incident was between Punk and Jack,
right?
And I guess at that point he was looking for Tony to do something, and Tony didn't do anything. So I just want to know. I guess my ultimate question is like, who the fuck is in charge here? Who is?
It's not Tony, because the first brawl fight, that came out before Collision even happened. And according to Punk's story, he said multiple times, like, I need you to handle this. If you don't handle it, you're not going to like the way I will. Handle it.
Which is also, from an employee standpoint, wild to say.
Right.
Like, yeah.
It's wild to say, because essentially that's an ultimatum. Now the other thing is, like, if you take because we're talking about, like, we're comparing our jobs or just real life jobs to this, like, if you went to your boss like twice and be like, yo, I have a problem with this person, please do this or I will, or whatever. But like, if you still communicate with your boss in an HR type situation, like, yo, I need you to, this guy's tripping, he's antagonizing me, please do something. And the boss asks you, what do you want me to do? Like that, that right there is already a red flag. I mean, that's two red flags. Yeah, that's two red flags in one.
Real life, which is crazy. Like, there's a lot of people who's like, yo, I'm going to HR about this. And the HR is like, what do you want me to do about it? And it's like, fuck. And at that point, if the powers that employed you are not looking out for you, it's time for me to walk the fuck away.
Right.
It's time to, like, let me get the fuck out of here. Y'all tripping.
Yeah. Which is why he was like, all right, I quit, because this is some bullshit.
Pretty much. I will say, Jack wasn't ready for the fight. Like I said in the video, he had his hands down. Definitely wasn't prepared to be choked out. He just wanted to argue. Crazy shit. He was keep your hands up. High key, not even high key. I'd say, is he the scapegoat? Is Jack the scapegoat? I don't know.
No, I don't understand how you can make a gimmick about getting your ass whooped and kicked out of your own company. And then you're basing it you're building a storyline off of a dude who doesn't even work at your company,
which is also nuts. But
no, he's not. He's a scapegoat.
He's like, he didn't physically harm nobody. He technically shouldn't have been suspended. He didn't start the altercation.
Well, I mean, if he's antagonizing, that's kind of starting an altercation.
And it's also true.
And again, we still haven't heard the sound. Like, we're basing this off of the body language,
right?
And like, from someone who has long hair, if I'm yelling at someone and I flip my hair, usually that means I'm about to get ready to do something because I want my vision. But that's just me speaking for someone with long hair. I don't know. I can't talk for everybody.
But it's also like, it looks, if going back to the Punk interview, he was talking about how, like, they came to him. Everybody's coming to him like, hey, Jack's tripping. Like, yo, like, you need to check. Somebody needs to talk to Jack. He's not listening to nobody. He's cussing out Schiavone. He's, like, not listening. Punk, can you talk some sense into him? And I guess that's where insert Punk, and that's where this shit happened.
Well, that incident happened on Collision. That wasn't the Wembley incident.
That wasn't the Wembley?
No, when Tony Schiavone and other people was like, yo, Punk, please, can you talk to him? He wants to do real glass. That was in the back of a Collision, which apparently Punk wasn't even apparently Perry wasn't even supposed to be at Collision.
That would make sense.
That was the whole point of having the split shows.
Because in that same interview, he talks about, like, he says some shit like, the rental cars, he says, we don't do that kind of shit here. And I thought he meant overall, like, AEW. I didn't know he meant in particular, like, Collision.
No, he meant Collision. Because he's like, we don't do that shit here. Take that shit to Wednesday. That's what he said. Go to Wednesday and do that.
You're right.
So first thing. So then fast forward to the Wembley when he does the real glass spot, cry me, and he says "Cry Me a River" to the camera. What Punk was saying in the interview, which you see in the video, like, because I mean the videos. One of my points I want to talk about, because the video's taken down now. But
you can't see
like
it.
Someone edited the video to Punk's interview, and it matches.
Everything he says, it matches.
And so what he was saying is he approached Perry, and at first he approached him calm. And he's like, "Why are you doing all this internet shit?
Dumb internet shit." Yeah.
And then boom, we get into a fight or whatever.
So, like, just before I get into, like, Punk's another part about Punk, he was right. Punk was absolutely correct with like, yeah, the way he's told the story. Do I think you should have handled it that way from an employee standpoint, and you're not like an EVP or nothing like that? Fuck no. Like, let this little fucker do what he got to do. Um, I don't mean that disrespectful. I just mean like let him do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Because at the end of the day, if this shit burns, like, man, I didn't want to see it burn, but clearly he wasn't listening. And at that point, you get rid of Jack because Jack fucked up money and TV time and shit like that.
Right. Essentially he chased away your biggest draw.
Pretty much.
And still their biggest draw.
And we know that Tony didn't want to get rid of him. We know that at that time, Kenny didn't have no issue with them. It's only Jack and Bucks at that point. That could have had that that factor, you know. So it's just it's wild. However, for like about the promo, like this doesn't do anything for AEW. And I'll add some more context. Even after the promo, FTR comes out, they do like a promo and whatnot, and it was a dope promo. I love it.
It was a little rah promo, but it hit what it was supposed to
because everybody had the same question.
Yeah, it's like, why are you even showing? Like, I think it was either Dax or Cash, but they were like, yeah, why are you even showing this? Like this, we
moved on from this. Like, what's the point? It doesn't do anything for AEW. I don't think it moves the needle like it was supposed to in the FTR beef. Story implications for me were minimal. Would have been better off just doing a promo along the lines of last time you beat us, we were distracted by your friend throwing a tantrum or some shit like that, and you would have got the pop value from that. I would necessarily show like the video.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we talked about last week. Honestly, deadass, and I mean, they would have got heat for it, but it would have been more natural heat. They should have did a parody video.
Yeah,
hire some actors. Like do a fake reenactment, like those murder TV shows, like a First 48 or some shit, and like do a reenactment and make it goofy and funny.
Yeah,
because
give me a Gilbert and a CM Punk shirt. Like I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
That would have been a lot better. This shit.
Now, just they could have did something. You didn't have to show the footage. Yeah. Optics wise, it didn't need it. It made Punk red hot because there was both. I saw both videos. There was definitely CM Punk chants. There was also fuck CM Punk chants. Yeah. I've seen both.
I mean, there was only a crowd of 3,000. You can hear everybody.
Shots. No private party. If I was thinking about if I was the E, I got shirts made. Won't do Jack. CM Punk logo. Crazy. I'm smoking. It's out of here. I want to do won't do Jack shit, but since E's a very friendly family or family friendly program, won't do Jack. CM Punk logo on the back. Gone. Out of here. Shirts are sold out.
And
I need that trademark.
I'm sure Drew. Yeah, TM. I'm sure Drew has like. Honestly, this feeds Drew. It feeds Punk if they want to, but if like, because we could. This also plays into the Ospreay thing, but we don't need to necessarily talk about it. But like all the quote unquote shots that WWE may have or did take at AEW over this past weekend during Mania week, they weren't on TV. They weren't using TV time for it. It was all like interviews, podcasts, or whatever. So, like, I don't know. They spent 2 weeks, two Wednesdays replying to CM Punk's interview with Ariel.
Yeah,
two episodes replying to a podcast interview, and it wasn't even that inflammatory. The worst thing he said was, Tony Khan's not a boss. He's a nice guy, and
he's a nice guy,
and that this business isn't implicated on trying to get money. They care more about 5-star matches than they do making money. Those were the worst things he said in that entire thing.
And the crazy part is, like, those are not lies. Like, those are like, I think those are facts. Like, I don't want to say AEW. I mean, they do care a lot about like their ratings and whatnot, but
they care shit about the ratings. Absolutely.
And from somebody who watches it and watches a lot of AEW, I enjoy that aspect of it. I enjoy the fact that, hey, this was a good fucking match, but I also want to see them survive long enough to where they can make, profit and shit like that. Like, you gotta like start moving a little bit smarter on how you operate these things,
Yeah.
because everything right now, even every show, is kind of running identically. It's like Dynasty runs like or Dynasty's main show. Rampage runs like a 1 hour spot of Dynasty.
You keep saying
our
Dynamite. Dynasty's the
Dynamite. My bad. Dynamite is their main show. Rampage runs like Dynamite. ROH runs like a longer version of Rampage with a little bit of like dark in it. Like, we gotta give like individual feels to these programs. That way we can differentiate and be like, okay, this, and that.
Which Collision was that when Punk was there? Like those first couple episodes, it felt like a different. It was still AEW, but it felt different than Dynamite.
Right.
They had that.
This also goes into like, just the business side of it. Another thing that Punk said is that like he didn't really necessarily believe in guaranteed money. He believes that you should get paid based off of how much you draw. Like, if y'all do your job right and we get a fucking packed out crowd here, everybody gets paid. To where like guaranteed money kind of makes people complacent. And I get both sides of that. I get that like you gotta come in and be hungry for sure. Like, we need y'all. We need everybody in here on the same page that we want this place we want to blow the roof off this joint. But also understand from the aspect, like the way politics and wrestling is that like, hypothetically, let's say so-and-so over here is doing a great job. He's killing it. Merch shows are up, but we don't want to push you. Well, shit, I'm not getting paid because y'all don't want to push me.
Right.
All right, fuck. I'm out of this money. So I do believe in guaranteed money in that sense too.
Yeah.
They got to find a common line for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. On the other end, like, I'm glad Punk's in a better spot. I want him to be, happy. The man says he does want drama. However, this man also has a way of just finding it. It's fucking insane. Or it comes to him at some way,
it's a little
shape,
bit of
or
both.
form.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
It's a little bit of both.
It's a little bit of both. He seems like he's trying though. Like, all the stuff that he's doing right now is the stuff that he wanted to do at AEW. Like him hanging out with NXT people all the time, all the other shit. Like, it seems like this is what he wanted to do, and he did want to be at AEW. Like, when the first couple months he was there, you could tell the fucking passion. Like, he wanted to be there.
Yeah.
But Nick and Matt, and I don't know what stuff happened.
It's just overall like, drama seems to find them. We had Pipe Bomb, past relationship with H, the Colt Cabana shit. Like, there's always like some form of drama based around Punk. And I'm glad that he's out of that to where he can just be and do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Be over in the E, chill the fuck out. My wrap up is AEW. Just let Punk go. No more Punk shit. We don't need it no more, bro. Y'all in a better spot without him currently, and it looks bad on your talent that y'all keep bringing up this motherfucker that left. Leave it alone, bro. Like, the girl left. She's not coming back. It's all right. You got New Thing over here. Don't fuck up New Thing. All right.
Word. Okay. I have multiple bullet points. I'll just try to bust through I'll pull an Excalibur and I'll just try to read through these as fast as possible. All right. First, there's no sound. What the fuck? How are you supposed to interpret anything? What, like, it's so stupid. It is so stupid. Next, footage goes exactly like Punk's interview. So what was the point of showing it? Like I understand if if Punk lied or in Jack Perry actually beat him up or something. Yeah, I understand showing the footage, but the story went exactly like the goddamn interview. So what was the motherfucking point of showing it? Number 3, where the fuck was Tony afraid at? Sure, yeah, he's a billionaire. I understand that, but it didn't. There's nothing to be fucking afraid of, bro. You sound like a bitch. You it smells like pussy, man, in here.
Not everybody's used to altercations. I get it, but that was something like that was.
He's watching altercations. He's booking the altercations. Anyway,
the different was real.
Crowd chants.
The outcome is crowd.
The crowd chants CM Punk. That's not a good look. Bucks try to spin it into their feud with FTR. Stretching the story really doesn't make that much sense. FTR comes out. They're like, why are you bringing this up? It's pretty much asking the same question all of fucking America and some of the UK is asking. Why the fuck are you guys showing this? It makes no sense. It barely popped a rating. They got to 819, which they used to get that consistently last year. Now they've been in the 700s, and you guys got to 819, which most of that is from the Big Bang Theory. Congratulations. You're using another nigga who's not in your company to pop a rating. So unless you guys are going to show us the other footage from the other fight with all these NDAs, I don't see how you can keep bringing this Punk name up to get these ratings because it's not going to work. So you should focus on your own talent, focus on your own goddamn stories.
People, 819,000
viewers. Also, okay, once they showed the film, it took over the whole show. Like, niggas weren't really watching the matches anymore like that because they're on their phones seeing all the fucking reactions on Twitter. Most of Twitter, Twitter.
Which is crazy. It was a good show, too. The show was good. It was a good show.
Yeah, the matches weren't bad, but it just took the focus, just like what happened at Wembley, it took the focus off the whole show because everyone's talking about this shit. It doesn't make any fucking sense. They pulled the footage immediately. Pretty much like 40 minutes after the show was over, they pulled the fucking footage. They gave people copyrights. They sent DMCAs. They sent the people who took videos while in the crowd of the chants, whether it was fuck CM Punk or whether it was go CM Punk. They gave them DMCs. So that's very J. Cole of you guys. Why the fuck would you do that? Why okay, Jermaine Khan is what I'm going to start calling him. Great.
Jermaine Khan. No.
Also, this fucking footage shit was so bad that Forbes and IGN took shots at AEW. Forbes has other things to do, and they tweeted about your company fumbling the bag and showing some embarrassing ass footage. You understand? Like that is so absolute. That's like the Onion talking about fucking TNA or something. It's so fucking wild that Forbes. Forbes. Yeah. Like I can't. Okay, yeah, the Jack Perry shirt sold out, but that's not AEW's money, as far as I know. If they do get any royalties, congratulations. But more congrats to Jack Perry. You have a gorgeous chick, but now we know you can't fight, so you're probably gonna lose her soon. But at least you're getting some extra zeros from selling out your merch. Congratulations, my guy.
I'll hate.
Also, it's not lost on me that days after Mania, on this particular fucking Dynamite, Tony Khan decides to book a Samoan champion versus a Rhodes. Interesting. That can't be a fucking coincidence. That's just funny, but everybody can be petty, right? Who gives a fuck? And the thing that really, truly grinds my goddamn gears, the thing that really has me in a fucking tizzy, is that the film, the Bucks, when they're showing this film, it looks like they're in motherfucking Miss Krabappel's fucking classroom. This is what we're talking about when we talk about presentation. You guys are EVPs. You're supposed to be executive vice presidents. You're supposed to be fake Vince McMahon's or whatever your fucking character's supposed to be. You're telling me, okay, because Tony Khan, during the ROH Supercard, someone asked him about the budget cuts and releasing people. And he was like, well, I just paid for a licensed song that's pretty much the whole year's check for certain wrestlers. You know what, Tony? If you stopped hoarding talent that you don't put on TV and you stop buying licensed songs like Wild Thing for Moxley or Leonard Skinner for Briscoe, you could have used some of that money for the fucking presentation. You're telling me you couldn't have, there's no skyscrapers in Jacksonville? You're telling me you couldn't rent out a room, an office at a fucking Everest College with a goddamn bay window and some fucking scenery and a flat screen fucking TV that's bigger than a TV that they had in the fucking janitor's closet? Jesus.
All right. Woosah. I'm glad you got that out.
All right. That was
been a great therapy session. Okay. So, going off all that, I will say
I'm sorry. One more thing.
Wait,
sorry.
Go ahead.
One more thing. The week before, we talked about the Edge rah-rah promo. He talks about, there's a lot of negativity in the wrestling going on right now. Let's talk about the positives. Mm-hmm. And then what do they do the following week? They talk about negative shit. It literally makes Adam Copeland look like a fucking idiot. You buried one of your biggest baby faces because you had him go out and give an inspirational rah-rah speech to talk about love all wrestling. Let's just enjoy this shit. Fuck the negativity. And then the week after, you give us this bullshit footage of a fight.
It is contradictory, for sure.
It just doesn't make any sense. And
So
now I'm
like,
finished.
here's like, so what I genuinely think is that there are some points that you could be right on. I do think that yes, license money is licensing songs is very fucking expensive, and I think for your talent that generates that money, go for it, do it. But for the ones that like that is not hidden, I'm not licensed out songs for everybody. We gotta like
Yeah.
go talk to somebody and like get those beats made or whatever because that's a very expensive thing. That's not just like it's a large one-time payment with a little bit on the back end depending on what the deal looks like. Yes, so I agree with that. Second thing, the Joe Dustin Rhodes match, I get it. I don't think that's like coincidental.
Nigga,
I just
that's
think that
coincidental.
like I
But
think
that nigga
I
is
think he
four
wanted to
and
get,
two. That nigga is 4-2 this year. Orange Cassidy
but
has a bigger record. Why isn't Orange Cassidy having a title match? Also, why is
well,
he having a title match when he's about to fight Swerve?
no, I say that because
I'm sorry,
like
I didn't mean to cut you off.
it's I don't think it's coincidental because there's storytelling with that to where like Swerve beat Dustin like maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and it was like he was going at all crazy on Dustin, and then this week he comes out to save Dustin from Joe. I think it's more so a good spot for a face turn for Swerve was him coming out to save Dustin Rhodes. Also, you do want to benefit from the Rhodes name. I get that. I'm pretty sure that Dustin was backstage like, man, I'm excited. I want to do something, and you're like, fuck it, like let's just fucking do it. Overall, yeah, but the whole shit is just whack. Like I said, don't do that shit again. I won't compare AEW to WCW because WCW was like there's some bad moments. Until I see a celebrity becomes champion in AEW, they're way better than fucking WCW right now.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, most of like WCW was trending after that. They showed that footage, and you
I
see the
don't.
look in Shivani's face. Like
I don't think people really recognize how bad WCW was.
I mean, I wasn't
I
watching, but
like just from like what I did watch and the stories I did read about WCW. WCW was not like there was the Monday Night Wars, but then like there's a reason why that shit didn't last until 2000. Like
yeah.
they was tanking. They had their prime years. I would say like 96 to maybe like 98. That's 2 years. AEW's been going on for 5. I think they're fine. I will say this. Where's my notes at? Yeah, context is everything. A lot of people saw the clip without watching the show, so I definitely think context is everything. Because they did try to tie it into the story and whatnot, even though it was terrible. Context. 819 is still crazy. 819,000 viewers is fucking nuts. Like that is a lot of fucking people benefit from it. You're gonna keep somebody out of that 819. Focus on that. As far as once again, like this whole like I want to see AEW go away. You don't get Cody. You don't get this Cody if AEW doesn't exist.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think that happens.
like, yeah. I mean, as much as I shit on them, I don't want them to go away. I don't want to see people lose their jobs.
You don't
Unless
get
it's
Jake.
Tony
Like
Khan.
there's
Tony Khan can lose his job. I'm fine with that. But everybody
this
else, yeah,
nigga
no.
is crazy. You don't get like you don't get Cody. The story never happens if Cody doesn't leave AEW. So people, let's think about that.
And
You
it's good
don't
to
get
have
Jay
alternatives.
Cargill.
Yeah, it's good.
It is good to alternate. It's good. It's good. It is good to have alternatives from the aspect that what I love about is that I get to see people who weren't wrestling wrestle. So like the matches that Riot Squad had, I could tell that Ruby knew how to wrestle. She just could not. There was like that's not the formula that Vince wanted to see. The match was like 4 minutes. Y'all wasn't getting the opportunity you wanted to get. So when Ruby came to AEW and she's really wrestling, I loved it. I love seeing that happen. Buddy Matthews. We saw him as like, one of like Seth's disciples and he was doing like the 205 live shit and whatnot. But Buddy Matthews came over. He can fucking wrestle. Like I enjoy AEW for showing me talent that did not get the opportunity to do it in the E at the time when Vince was running the show. Do I think things are different now? Absolutely. And I will elaborate on that when we talk about Raw because there's something I want to talk about in there too that I think is going to be very interesting with this upcoming draft. But yeah, bro, I want everybody to succeed. I don't want nobody without no job. I want everybody to fucking pop off. I'm waiting for everybody else to get there, but it probably won't happen. Either way,
They just
It's
need to,
all
yeah,
it's all entertainment, folks.
yeah. They just
It's,
need
it's
to
all.
stop catering to the particular niche audience and
Think
give
for
it
yourself.
and then make some
Like,
stories.
think
If,
for yourself. Stop reading comments, bro. Like, go outside, chill out,
yeah.
call your mama.
And unless you're allergic, please touch some grass. Like it's really good
Man,
for you, actually.
touch some. Yo, sit out. Touch some bark dust if you're allergic to grass. Go out. Actually, no. If you're touching bark dust, that means you at a fucking playground. And get your old ass away from the playground, bro.
Yeah, you fucking pedophile. I'm assuming
Right.
we were talking about a creep.
Yeah.
I was just following the story.
Raw people. We're gonna talk about Monday Night Raw.
Wait, we're not gonna talk about WrestleMania Night 2?
Yeah, my bad.
All right,
Let's go into it.
Let's get into
Night
it.
2, baby.
It's been damn near an hour. All right, so WrestleMania Night 2, amazing night. Starts off with a surprise. Well, sort of surprise. If you saw,
Not a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, it was a surprise. But if you watch Hall of Fame, then you knew that this person was around.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a surprise in a sense because we have not seen her in the WWE ring for at least 3 years or so, maybe longer. But yeah, Stephanie Levesque comes out, says that she's excited. This is her favorite out of all the WrestleManias. This is her favorite because it's the first in the Paul Levesque era. And then she hits the "Are you ready?" Good shit. It made me smile. It made my heart warm a little bit because Stephanie clearly she tried to cut ties with Vince and even with the company too. And she doesn't have a job back per se, but now it seems like if she wants to come back, obviously the doors are way more open than what it was when Vince was still around.
I think H said after the press conference that it's good to have her back and that she's gonna be around a little bit more. Because Steph also had really good charity contributions. She was always doing like the Connor's Cure and those things. And that was a very big part of her workload.
And she's doing some of the shit that Nick Khan does. Nick Khan took a lot of her stuff.
It's dope. It's dope to see Steph back because she's honestly the heir apparent to the fucking business. It should be her fucking business, to be honest. But I was thinking that's kind of crazy that the reason why she left was for Vince. Can we definitively say that? Can we definitively be like, you left because you didn't fuck with Vince?
She didn't say those exact words, but it's one of those moments where it's heavily, heavily implicated that it was because of Vince. Because when he came back after that brief time where we thought he was gone, when he came back, it was that's when she was like, "Nah, I'm she officially just stepped down and just left."
Right. When he forced his way back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then now that he's gone, she shows up. I mean, we can read the tea leaves, and yeah, I don't want to speculate, but it's as far as what from all the interviewers and journalists, all the other shit, it seems heavily implicated that it was she, her and Vince just they're. Yeah, they ain't on
family
cool
issues,
terms.
Man. Yeah, they're not on and bro. I it would suck to be like that's your dad, but I can't fuck with you, bro. That would definitely fucking suck. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, for your mental health.
For your kids, bro.
Your kids, and
what the fuck,
and just Grandpa not to be tied to a nasty man.
Weirdo. Yeah, that's. And it's your last name. I'm always associated with the shit you did. I ain't got no parts in that. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But so after, it was quick. It was short and sweet. Emphasis on sweet. Then the first match, we get Seth and Drew. Drew comes out. He has all the swords, the bagpipes, cool entrance. That just gets upstaged by even a cooler entrance with Seth frickin' Rollins. Yeah, he had a cool ass entrance. It gave Mardi Gras vibes. I didn't really understand the concept, but he looked cool.
Mummers. I looked it up. They're called mummers. They're basically come out when you're gonna say something crazy. I need you to relax. I need you to just chill out. Mummers are basically part of the Philadelphia celebrations. They do that shit when they win championships and games. They're just around to promote happiness and stuff like that. Because I looked it up. I was like, what the fuck is a mummer? And it says
when you give head without dentures.
We ain't never gonna get no sponsorship. Mummers are costume citizens celebrating the New Year with family and friends. That's pretty much what they are. But yeah, he came out looking crazy. Like it was some Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah, mixed with a little rain, mixed with a little tropical Mardi Gras-ish
little
vibe.
No Way Jose, little no Way Kobe.
Hey, actually, it's funny because I don't remember who it was, but they did make a No Way Jose reference when they were dancing around the ring. I forgot who said it, but they said something.
It definitely felt like a No Way Jose thing.
I think it was Corey. It was like, this reminds me of the dude from NXT or something like that. I was like, oh shit, that's a No Way Jose reference. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's funny.
Match starts with a banger. She had something else.
Claymore out the gate.
Claymore off the gate. Soon as the bell rings, I was just writing down. Like I looked to write down. All of a sudden, Claymore. I was like, what? And I thought it was over, but it wasn't. But it was a banger ass match. It was a quick match. It was one of those matches where it was like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, if that. And each person each person did like 4 or 5 of their finisher. It took Drew ate, I want to say 3 or 4 curb stomps, and then that means Seth ate 5 claymores.
Yeah, I got 5 claymores, 4 to 5 claymores for Seth.
Nice. Yeah, man. Early claymore, early pedigree. We get a stomp on the table, which was really cool. It was a good spot.
Seth had a power bomb. I was like, Seth out here fucking power bombing niggas. Like that shit was fucking crazy. It was just a good match, man. Like I think this was a really good way to like kick off the show. I still am a little biased. I will take Rhea Becky, but this was a good fucking match nonetheless.
Okay. I thought it was again, like I feel like night 2 just blew night 1 out of the water as far as like, I mean, obviously it was a little warmer, so the crowd was a little more into it. But the way that this...
It was hyped.
Yeah, seeing Steph come out, and then, this banger-ass match that instantly starts with a Claymore. It was a great match.
I'm thinking Drew can get Claymores off like Randy get RKOs off.
Yeah.
Like, you can almost get a Claymore out of any situation.
Absolutely. Which is why it's fire.
It is a fire move.
I love those moves.
It is a fire move.
I love any move you could just pop, like... Obviously, if you have more running distance, it's a stronger attack. But I will jump and boot you at any moment,
any given time.
But Drew wins the match after. Seth does the stomp onto the table. He tries to throws Drew into the ring before Seth could capitalize on throwing him back in the ring. We get a Claymore, and then Drew hits him with a second Claymore, and then that's the match. And
very emotional Seth Rollins in this match. Yeah, very
emotional Seth Rollins. You can see him tearing up. Says you fucking
deserve it. Yep.
Drew hit him real hard in the eye earlier because at some point, he had like a small black eye on one of his eyes, and he.
I was looking at that.
Yeah, and there's a spot where you can see him talk to a ref, and it looked like he said he lost his contact or something. I think that's what he said. He lost his contact out of the eye. He got kicked, but it was real emotional. It was awesome. And then we get to pretty much the theme of tonight's episode, and that was, being obsessed and not
infatuated,
and letting your infatuation or being obsessed take your mind off the ball, keep you unfocused. So Drew has this moment real quick to where he sees his wife, he hands her the title for a hot second, they cry. And then he starts doing some freaky shit, climbing on the table, yelling at Punk. Punk is like, man, I can't even hear you. I got headphones on. He's like, this is my moment. He's like, okay, well then why the fuck are you making it about me?
Why are you in my face?
Like, why are
weirdo?
You? And then he keeps antagonizing Punk. And we know what happens when you antagonize Punk. Punk attacks you.
Chokes a motherfucker out.
I didn't punch him. So he throws... He throws his leg, so Drew falls on the table. He takes off the arm brace that he had, and he hits Drew with it, and he's stomping him out. He blows a kiss to his wife. And then for someone who's not online like that, he reenacts the Judgment Day meme that's been going on for like half a year.
So explain that to me. I saw that. I was like, what meme?
Oh, okay. So, because, there was a point when Judgment Day was on, when they interrupted people every single start of the show and they ended every single match. It was when Judgment Day was starting the show and ending the show for a fucking 2 months straight or whatever. like people, yeah, like someone be out, they'll talk, and then all of a sudden you hear dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun, and they like so the long, so the meme was someone that like it's the old gif of Triple H, and he does a look back, and then people just added the Judgment Day music to it. And the way CM Punk does it, it's literally like it's literally like perfectly recreated. And if it was intentional, that he's genius. If it was unintentional, he's genius.
Nah, I definitely think that was unintentional.
Because it sets it up perfectly. But yeah, Judgment Day's music comes out. We get Damian Priest. He tells the ref, "I'm going to cash in." Hits him with one of the best South of Heavens I've seen. Drew sold the shit out of it.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, he got a lot of air. A lot of air,
bro.
And then fucking we get a new our third world heavyweight champion, Damian Priest of the Judgment
Priest,
Day.
baby. So I think I said it. I think I called this one up. I said let Priest come in, let Priest and Rhea come into this next Raw with champions, and it's gonna put Judgment Day on a whole different level. I'm pretty sure I said that. And I love it.
Yeah,
I love it, bro.
It blows all like shut all those people up. Like, oh, he's the worst Money in the Bank. Blah blah blah. Like y'all got too used to people cashing in on the fucking same night. Sometimes you got to play the long game, and he played like
I ain't gonna lie. Just based off the last two reigns of the Money in the Bank, they weren't the best, you know. Because it was Otis and then it was Theory. So people have the right to be a little bit, you know, skeptical based on how the run is went.
Yeah, Theory sucked. But the Otis one, it turned out to be good because Miz stole it from him. And then we got Miz
but
as
that's
a champion.
Not the purpose of that. You know, that wasn't it.
Otis shouldn't have won it.
That's the point. First off, he shouldn't have won it. But that's why people can be a little bit skeptical. It's like, shit was looking a little weird. And then even before that, didn't Brock like steal his way in and then turn into a boombox or some shit like that? Yeah. Like the past 3 years of Money in the Bank have not been the best.
With the men's, the women's,
with the men's,
the women's, besides Iyo, they all cashed in literally the night of, and it's just like, yeah, Carmella and Iyo were like the only two women to like hold on to the case for a little bit,
for a minute, yeah.
Everyone else
people have the right to be skeptical for sure because the booking for that shit was fucking bad, but I'm glad that this was a huge payoff. It's the right guy, Priest, and if we all been watching wrestling this past year, Judgment Day and Priest have been working. All of them have been working their ass. So they've been on every segment, every show. Like the only one that missed a show, I think, that we seen on camera was Dom, and that's because he got married. Like all of them have been like active for the entire year. And that's not easy. So yeah, shout out to Priest, man. I like it. And yo, chill out, my man being the bisexual Undertaker. That's wild, bro. Relax. They said it was trending, bro. Bisexual Undertaker. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, no.
The real Undertaker probably looked on Twitter like, what y'all mean?
Yeah. I mean, shit, does he even have a Twitter? Honestly, I don't even want to think about it. So after that, that's when we get the Final Testament versus The Pride, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits.
You know what I'm going to say about this match, right? In particular about the sponsorship of this match.
Okay, oh my goodness. Well, yeah, all right. Well, to be fair, because Snoop Dogg is on commentary, and the promotion on the match was gin and juice, and yeah, there's niggas in the match.
Come on, bro.
But what do you think is in the Street Profits cups? All right,
Come on, man.
But to be fair, it's Snoop Dogg, and he's promoting his gin and juice drink. He was wearing gin and juice merch.
We can't do gin and juice on AJ and LA Knight. White people don't like gin and juice. What you saying? Like,
but
we ain't got to do this for
Snoop Dogg wasn't commentating on their match.
We cannot do this shit where the niggas like the black team come out with their fist up, Black Power, and then the promo is gin and juice. That's insane to me, bro. That's crazy. I don't pride and power on the hood. Like,
hey, they chose to wear, and Bobby was wearing Philadelphia color. I mean, they all were.
They all were, yeah. Promo in the match had me a little upset, right? I'm okay. I will admit that like that shit was whack to me. Other than that, though, in-ring stuff was great. Let's talk about that, though.
Yeah, it was a way better match than I thought it would be.
Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah, we got Kendo Sticks came out quick. He was beating the shit out of. The Final Testament was beating the shit out of the Pride for a while.
They were
all with the Kendo Sticks. Snoop Dogg's commentary is hilarious. Please bring
Remind
him
me of
back.
one of them hood fights. They said, remind me. Oh, watch out, cuz. I was like, God damn it, bro.
Man, yeah,
So I think somebody on Twitter said that they need to see Booker and Snoop on commentary.
that'd be great. And add Titus O'Neil to it too.
Yeah, give me Titus because Titus is
Call
great
the
too.
police. What Snoop
We
said.
call the police. I forgot about that. Oh, it's
Montez had a
great.
crazy. I just wrote jump spot. So he did some crazy
Uh,
jumping shit, but he had springs
Yeah,
in
it
his
was.
legs. So.
It was a jump spot off the turnbuckle.
Okay,
That
yeah,
was
there we
really
go.
dope.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was a good spot. The ladies got involved for a hot second. Scarlett interferes and B-Fab stops her, and they go through a table, which was cool. So the ladies got a nice spot.
Yep.
That way, they weren't just sitting there being ballets and just yelling.
We also
and shit.
didn't mention Bubba Ray's special guest for this match.
Oh yeah, but yes, Bubba. That's right. Bubba Ray is the special guest because my next note was that they do a Dudley Boys homage because Karrion Kross gets in Bubba's face and then he slowly puts on the glasses.
Yep.
And then we get a get the tables type spot, and they all get.
We got the what's up?
Yeah, we get the what's up spot. Shout out to the Scary Movie.
It was a slight botch in the match where they try to set up the first table and he falls through the first table like immediately.
Yeah.
So they go back around and get the second table. And then I believe that shit was funny. I believe Tez does a frog splash to finish his match.
Yeah,
Ted's a superstar. We all know that. But Dawkins is also really fucking solid. Like I ain't never seen somebody like. Y'all not gonna little bro me. We talked about it before, but like he's not being left behind at all.
He's beating the Tucker allegations, the Marty Kennedy
1000%.
allegations. I ain't gonna get released just because we broke up. But the Pride wins. It was a cool moment. Snoop Dogg and Bubba, like everyone raises the arms. Yeah, it was a cool moment. It was a good street fight, especially for Philadelphia because obviously ECW ties with Bubba Ray. Yeah.
What's funny is that like the last 5 minutes of the match, I was sitting there like, where the fuck is AOP? Like it was like the last 5 was Karrion Kross getting put through a table and like the what's up spot. Like it was those spots were happening. Like AOP was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, they were sleeping. I don't remember what took them out, but they were sleeping.
They were not in that last part of the match.
And so the next match, unless you had anything else you wanted to say.
Nope.
The next match was another match that surprised me. It was a lot better than I thought it would be because notoriously, to keep it a buck, AJ doesn't have a lot of good Mania matches. His best Mania match was against Shane McMahon, which that's no shot to Shane. I love Shane McMahon. And then LA Knight, I love LA Knight, but I'm not the hugest fan of his in ring, but both these motherfuckers was working, and actually both these motherfuckers start working again on Friday too. Like I don't know what hit them. What started to motivate them, but they were cooking this match. This was a really solid ass match. Matter of fact, I didn't even write that many notes. Actually, all I wrote was
watching.
Yeah, I was just watching. I wrote AJ has new music and it sounds like ass.
Yeah, I didn't like the new theme song.
And then I wrote good match.
Yeah. So for me, while I was watching, and it felt like slow starting to me, but it picked up on the back half. And maybe I just need to rewatch it and maybe be like, I can change my opinion. But at the moment, this is how I felt. It just felt slow. But yeah, new interesting for AJ. They got straight into the fights. Like I think LA Knight had came out second, or was the AJ come out second? Which whoever came out second, they did not finish their entrance. It was straight into scraps.
It was AJ came out second because LA Knight got they got straight to the violence as far as
Shout out to LA Knight with another Jordan inspired boot. I saw that. I appreciate that as a former sneakerhead. AJ, I believe, had a German into a face slam. Or something like it was like a German into a face slam. Like it was fucking crazy. It was I think it was a reversal or something like that. LA Knight has an avalanche German from the top of the turnbuckle.
Yeah,
which is fucking insane.
That was nice because he usually does the suplex move, but that time he hit him with a German, which was nice.
AJ was targeting knees. The ring post knee attack was mean. Backdrop to the exposed concrete because LA Knight rips up the padding on the outside of the ring, and then to wrap up the match was a was a BFP,
BFT.
which is BFT. My bad. Blunt force trauma, which I did not know that was his finisher. I did not like. I always heard BFT, and it just made me hungry because I started thinking of like BLT. But like, I was like, why do they keep saying that? But that's his finisher.
Yeah,
it's a dope finisher.
It's like a snap. I think it's called a snap, or it's a snap driver, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
that shit was
cool. That shit was dope. I like that.
Yeah,
overall, dope match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Like it was. Yeah, we'll talk about SmackDown, but it was so dope that they might run it again.
No, they might run it again.
Run it again.
Next match we get the triple threat. Logan Paul, who comes out in a Prime truck with a Prime bottle person. We don't know who's in it, but we'll tell you later. Then we get KO. He's on a golf cart. I think, golf cart.
Yeah.
And then Randy. And then
KO backs up the golf cart to pick up Randy.
Which was fun. And then he was driving fast, which he talked about later in the interview, because someone was like, was Randy yelling at you about how fast you're going? It seemed like you were fucking with him. And he's like, yeah. He's saying a lot of cuss words. I was like,
yeah. He was like, as he was driving down the ramp, I'm seeing Randy like tense up on like the grip of the back of the golf cart. You can hear, you can see him say, "Slow the fuck down."
Yeah, because at first I thought he was going to try to hit his pose.
Yeah, nah.
But then Kevin Owens was like,
he was trying to stay for dear life. He's like, slow the fuck down, bro. And shit, to be fair, like the ramp was long. Like it was like that's a lot of like momentum. Yeah. Logan Paul's also been U.S. champ for 155 days at this point.
Damn, it doesn't feel that long, but that makes sense. Yeah, because he won at Saudi.
They had a Prime cannon, and I was like, I thought he was gonna shoot Prime bottles, but then I was like, that's probably a huge lawsuit. You can't be chucking Prime bottles at somebody. In the 90s, but 2024, we'll just have it for show.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't talk about is that Sammy is at the end of the tunnel.
Oh yeah, for KO.
And he says, "It's your turn now. Go get it." I love that. Love the story connections, the best friend implications, right? They're not implications, but just best friends. Like, it's a good little tie-in.
It's a good tie-in from the previous night.
Yeah. What you got for this match?
So the match starts off because KO and RKO they're friends.
Dogging the shit out of Logan.
Yeah. So they start off with just beating the shit out of Logan, which was funny as hell. Essentially they jump him until like they hit him with I think they hit him with the finisher. I'm not sure, but they jump him until they both try to go for the pin, and then they realize, fuck, we got one of us got to win. And then there was a point where KO was like, "You want to do this now?" And then it's like, "No, let's just keep fighting him." And then he acts like he's going to RKO, but fucking KO's too quick for that one. He didn't get caught. And then he's like, "You want to do this now?" And then they just start fighting.
Like, fuck it, let's do it now.
They
start scrapping each other.
That was a good spot. It was
good.
Funny.
Yeah, it was
funny and it made sense because sometimes triple threat matches don't make a lot of sense. But
at the end of the day, we both want to win. You know?
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, absolutely. It was a dope spot. that particular spot, but there was a lot of other good spots in here too. While KO and RKO are fighting, that's how Logan gets active because, every time they start fighting, Logan, there was a point in time where Logan does a double buckshot lariat, which was nice.
Yep, that was clean.
There was something else he does when to surprise attack them also. I don't remember. Drink. He says something about while he's beating them up. He says "drink Prime" or someone says "drink Prime," which that was funny. Like it's really funny to beat up somebody and then also promote your shit. Like
I mean, that's boss.
Yeah, it is. Next time I get into a fight with somebody, if I ever do, listen to Monday Night Wave, so I can.
Nah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's like, that's wild. I'm trying to think of like all like the crazy shit you can do to somebody. You beating somebody's ass, like, you wearing Hanes? Where your Tommy Hilfiger's at? Like,
we get a double cannonball spot.
Yep.
I mean, each person got double moves off because we also get a double what is it, hanging DDT or whatever Randy does, the DDT move on the
DDT.
ropes.
Yeah. I got like there was a power slam off the turnbuckle that was fucking crazy.
Nice.
Also, pump kick Randy. There's a moment there where it looked like Randy was gonna do a punt kick. And I was like on the edge of my seat, like I ain't seen this since I was a young boy.
Because Logan took the brass knucks out, which it's illegal in a triple threat match. Eventually, Randy gets his hands on him, gives him back to the ref, and then that's when he like tries to go for the punt kick, and that's when Speed, I show Speed, I think, is stops
Speed.
Randy.
Speed hops up on the apron, or at this point, the Prime mascot hops up on the apron, shows his face. It's Speed. For those who don't know, Speed is a very famous YouTuber. Like, he's been around for a long time now. I think he started, he was like 16, 15. Like, kid is mad fucking popular. But he's one of Logan Paul's affiliates inside the Prime bottle, barking at Randy, which is his thing. He does it a lot.
He does a lot of things a lot. It leads to Randy Kratos 300 I am Spartan kicking the shit.
Because as he's barking at him, like, what the fuck? This is weird. Boom. Shut your little ass down. And the thing is, I don't think he was prepared to get kicked like that.
Because he slid in the way the cap flew off.
Bro. He slid and his cap came off. That shit was wild. That was a lot of force in that kick.
Yeah,
that was funny.
And then he RKO's him on the table too.
On the table, which is also crazy. The table didn't break, so Speed wasn't all that heavy either. So it's like he just ate the table shot, which is also, that might be worse than the fucking table breaking. At least with it breaking, it's like the momentum of you landing on the shit is not as hard, but that shit stood solid.
This happens before. I wrote it down. I don't remember how it happened, but I wrote that Logan did a swanton frog splash combo, and it was some fire ass shit. I wrote that down, so I got to talk about it. I don't remember when that happened, but and then we get a senton code. Oh yeah, there's a point in time where KO does a senton and a code breaker at the same time. That shit was fucking fire.
I think that that shit was dope.
Kevin Owens does a nice moonsault.
I got the pop up powerbomb into the stunner.
Man, like, that was fire.
Like, KO probably has like the dopest pop up to me. Like, it's so clean.
Somehow Logan gets the brass knucks back. He hits Randy with it. Randy kicks out, which is it's crazy to kick out of a brass knuckle spot from a boxer, but it is also Mania. So turn that shit up. You know what I'm saying? He kicks out of it. Oh shit! That was before the whole I showed Speed shit. I'm reading my notes out of order.
It's all right. It's hard to make notes and enjoy the show at the same time. Yeah. So this is all just us just talking about the shit, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So we get Randy Orton reverses the pop up powerbomb. We get a pop up RKO essentially. Logan steals the win with a splash, and
the frog splash.
Yeah, Logan retains.
Which I was cool with. I think that was one of the predictions that we predicted that Logan was going to retain.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, we both said it made sense. And I still think that's LA Knight's title to take, but I mean, it could be Braun Breakers, so I don't know, who knows. But it made sense. I think he's going to hold on to it at least until either Cleveland. Or so good shit.
I expect that. Next up is I'm assuming this is your match of the week, was the Bayley versus Iyo.
This was my match. This was my match of. This was my main. This was my I would put this over to the Sammy match just a little bit. I think this was my favorite match of the weekend at Mania.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I loved it. Well, I mean, I don't know why. No, let me retract all that. I loved it. This shit was fire. Bayley. I don't even know if I want to call her Bayley anymore. I might just call her Goatly. She's goated. She can give. I mean, Iyo's generational, so I knew this match was gonna be fire. But Bayley can literally give anyone a good match. She gave Tamina like at least a 3-star match, which that right there automatically made her legendary in my eyes. But this match was fucking fire. Bayley had a really dope ass Egyptian type entrance.
Yep. Is this a new theme?
She has a remix theme also.
Yeah.
Because it says role model in it, or at least it did on Friday.
Yeah, it did at Mania too. Like the theme was dope. Her gear was dope. The whole Egyptian concept is tight to me.
Yeah,
That's always been like one of my favorite like themes that anybody can put on.
yeah.
Which is weird, but
It
it's
reminded me of Did you ever play Overwatch?
yeah, like Farrah.
Yeah, it reminded me of Farrah. That's exactly
Yeah,
what it reminded me of.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, with the wings and shit that she had. I was like,
Yep.
that's what it
That's
reminded me of.
I had a. I'm gonna date myself. Actually, no. Go ahead. I gotta
No,
figure
go
what the
ahead
name
and
of the
date
show
yourself.
was.
We're around the same age. Go ahead and date it. Make me feel old too, nigga. What's up?
I'm trying to figure what the name of the cartoon was that it reminded me of. It was
Mummy's Alive.
There you go.
Yeah, let's go.
That was it. That's it. I
Mummy's
saw. I
Alive.
was like, "This is some Mummies Alive." I love that shit.
That shit
Yeah,
was funny.
Egyptian theme is lit to me, bro.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Man, good violence. Iyo has a cool
We're
ass
back
entrance
to
too.
we're back to like Iyo and her theme song, which I love.
Mm.
Because Io's theme song is hard as fuck to me. Like
Um,
I love seeing Iyo come out solo. Well, not solo. She did come out with Damage Control. But just like back to just Io's single superstar package. Like
yeah,
I love that shit.
yeah. Fire match. Crowd was behind Bayley. They started singing her old song. Hey, we want some Bayley. Bayley, won't you be my girls? You know all that shit. There's a fire moonsault combo that Iyo does. Yeah, she does a moonsault from the first rope, the second rope, and then she tries to do it from the third. There was a moment where Iyo was working on Bayley's leg the whole night, so that
leg lock on the bottom rope. Mean.
Man, shit was fucking mean. Man, these ladies were fucking working, and since she had a fucked up leg, it was kind of fucking with the rose plant, Bayley's finisher. I don't want to be skipping ahead because I was gonna go to because there's a point in time where fucking Bayley goes for the rose plant, and the way Iyo reverses out of
reverses that shit.
It was so fucking cool.
So clean. That shit was so fucking clean. That's the best reversal I've seen at Mania. That shit was so, and the way she I won't say no sold it, but the way she popped out was I've been studying you. I got you. You know, I know your shit. That shit was fucking dope.
It's like when someone tries to do that roll that when you move and toss them, but they land on their feet. No, that shit was fire.
Iyo had some rolling Germans. That was fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The Bayley to bellies. Iyo had a nice little backbreaker. That was from it was the knee to the back. That was fucking dope.
Yeah.
It was vicious. Iyo, this was in my notes. This is the best showing I've seen from Iyo. This is what I wanted from Iyo this entire time, and I'm glad I got it because Iyo, at least I seen that she was capable of doing this shit. Overall, this actually going back and rethinking about this. This was a very solid fucking match.
Man,
these women really threw this shit out the park.
Yeah,
Definitely
I will be. Yeah. This is going to be, as of right now, this is for sure my favorite women's match this year, and it's definitely my top. I mean, obviously we're only a couple months in, but 4 months in, but this is so far one of my favorite match of the years. I'm putting it in that category right now because I don't know, it was just stellar. There was no, there was no interferences, there was no shenanigans. Nah. It was literally just two women
you versus
fucking
me.
Yeah, you just old friends become rivals. Yeah, they even had the spot where it's I'm sorry, we're friends, and then the fucking heel betrays you, similar to what Jimmy did to Jay, but actually it was executed well. Just fire, man, Goatly, man. Just I love it. I'm running this shit back this week for sure. I'm going to try to. Yeah. There's a couple matches. Yeah, I want to run this back.
We didn't say Bayley gets a dub. Bayley wins this match and she ends up as the new women's champion, SmackDown women's champion.
So I noticed on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it actually started a little bit before Friday, but because so before with Roman and Cody, like, you know, they used to call, like, it was undisputed when he had both belts, and then it became the undisputed universal. But now they're just calling it they're still saying undisputed universal, but now this women's title is called the undisputed women's title. So I think the
Oh,
SmackDown versions are the undisputed versions, and then the Raw versions are the world heavyweight versions, because
I like that.
Rhea's title is world heavyweight, and then Damien's
I
title is
like
world
that.
heavyweight. I think that's what they're aim, like the direction they're going to, which is something I noticed this Friday when Bayley said my undisputed women's champion, or yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so we undisputed men and women's titles. Yeah, I like that. We can definitely rock with that.
And now we get the main event. What we
Bloodline rules.
yeah, man. What some of
Roman
us been
versus
waiting for
Cody.
2 years. Cody's been waiting for his whole life. Fire match. Yeah, Cody comes out. He has a fire entrance as usual. He has
Brandy comes out.
Brandy comes out. She gets a pop, which I'm like, that was cool to hear and see. Like, I'm sure that made her and Cody feel good.
And I
Yeah.
miss seeing Brandy on TV because like I've been watching AEW for a while,
Mhm.
and Brandy used to be pretty active on AEW. She was wrestling. She had probably one of the weirdest promos I've seen between her and Jade. But you know, we don't talk about the past.
And we're gonna talk about it because he mentions it on Friday.
He does. He
Like,
does.
it's open mic night, bitch.
Yeah, he does mention it. But it was good to see Brandy out there. I used to watch a lot of her shows on YouTube, where it was like the mixed drinks, and like she was doing interviews with like the people and drinking on YouTube.
Oh fuck, what was that called? I know exactly what you're talking, because I remember MJF being on it when he was still friends with Cody, or kayfabe friend, before they had their feud and shit.
It was really dope to like. Just I like those kind of videos because you can see like personalities of people outside of the ring. But that last time I seen Brandy, she was doing stuff like that, so it's definitely good to see her here. Definitely got a crazy pop. Came out in the Nightmare gear too, like with the solid touch,
with the Triple H-esque skull, some sort of skull face, which apparently was made by the same person who did Bray Wyatt's Fiend stuff.
Bray's mask, which is real cool. That too.
Real cool.
Yeah.
Where we at? Roman has an awesome entrance as always. He had an orchestra, I think, again.
Yep.
Yeah, just fire shit. The aura, the vibes, and it starts out with just them. None of the bloodline comes out besides Paul. It's just Roman and Cody, and we get straight to some fucking action. And it was fucking good. We get a nice good stare down. It felt epic. It felt like this was leading to the climax of this feud. It was a good face off. It's one of those things we're going to see in video.
It felt
packages.
like a finale.
Yeah, it felt like a finale. We're going to see that in video packages from the rest of the time now. They start with weapons a little early. Roman goes for the kendo stick.
Kendo sticks.
Roman uses a prime bottle. Yeah, you said what?
He does use a prime bottle. I said I need to buy a kendo stick. I don't know. They sell kendo sticks on Amazon. Shit. I don't know why I need one, but I'll get one.
They sell a lot of things. I almost bought a spear one time during the early pandemic. So it's like cool to have a spear.
Roman Empire spear,
no,
or like
a long stick with a blade.
Spear?
No, a long stick with a blade at the end of it. The spear. I almost did it. But I was like, do I want to be a weapons guy? I don't want to be that guy that like has a bunch of swords and shit.
Like those guys is weird. I don't need that.
I'm weird enough.
You bring people over like, yo, you know he got like 300 swords and a spear?
Yeah. I mean, I still might get a spear. You need a long distance weapon. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's crazy. A nigga like breaking into your shit, get hit with a spear. It's terrible.
Fucking they start fighting in stands at some point after the prime bottle stuff.
Yeah. All my spots are like in the ring. I know like there was an eye rake into like the figure four, or eye rake in the figure. Cody puts Roman into like the figure four, and Roman's like scratching his eyes, playing dirty.
Yeah, Cody does a reverse slam on the boards.
Yep.
My next spot, Roman hits Cody with the. Oh no, actually, the Roman reverses a Cody Cutter into a power bomb. That shit was fire.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That
I
shit
got
was
a disaster kick into a power bomb. Like there was a
okay.
lot
Maybe
of
it was that, and I just accidentally wrote because he has like two different springboard moves. Yeah, one's the disaster kick and one's the Cody Cutter.
yeah. It was a disaster kick into the power bomb. That's what it was.
And then after that power bomb spot, Roman's talking shit. He's like, "This is my company. I run this. I'm the big dog. I'm the tribal chief. This is my camera. This is my show."
That's just funny.
Yeah, Roman was just talking cash shit. Roman even hits Cody with the crossroads. It's like, this move's weak. No, you can't beat nobody with this.
I knew it. That move sucks, man.
This move sucks.
That shit is
so
funny.
fucking hilarious. I never heard a
That
wrestler
shit
do
was fucking comedy. Like, damn, this shit is weak, bro. You can't finish nobody with this.
I never heard someone do that before. That's so fucking fire. We get a low blow. In powers. Oh yeah, we get a
power
low
bomb.
blow. We get a low blow and another power bomb through the table.
Into the Superman. Into a Superman punch.
Just a crazy ass combo. And then he tries to go for the pin and Cody kicks out. Then Cody reverses it on him and hits Roman with a spear. And then that's when
he does.
And that's when we start getting the shenanigans coming because Jimmy comes out, super kicks him. Then Jay comes out. They essentially eliminate. Jay puts Jimmy through a table, which essentially eliminates, takes him out of the equation for the rest of the match.
Right, because he spears him off the stage.
Yeah, off the stage into a table. Which is nice. Cody spears Roman again, and this time he spears him through the barricade.
Yeah.
And that's when Solo comes out.
Solo!
And spikes the shit out of Cody.
But it's also the most vocal we've seen of Solo. Because Solo's like, get up, finish this. Like, hey. And you hear Roman like, I hear you. Like, I'm up. Which is also like, oh, man. Just long-term storytelling. It's like so fucking good right now.
It's really good. And to be fair, too, he had a match done before. Solo, goddamn. Did you have a match at Mania, Solo?
I'm just thinking, like, with the ramifications of what we know, what happens on like SmackDown, like this is like,
yes,
cooking in that writing room,
absolutely cooking. Cody still kicks out after Solo helps him.
My note was that Cody's kicking out of everything. At this point, you know what's gonna happen. He's kicking out of everything, bro. Like there's nothing stopping this man from fucking winning.
Yeah. And then Cena comes out to get revenge on Solo. Yeah, and we get an AA through a table, which was nice.
AA on Roman.
Yeah, AA on Roman and AA on Solo through the table. And then after that, the final boss comes out.
Final boss on Cena's ass, bro, came out.
He comes out. They have another face-off. The third time they had a WrestleMania face-off, maybe fourth, but for sure third. He goes for the "you can't see me" into a fucking rock, just rock bottoms the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And then one of the most surprising moments, because everyone thought it was going to be the Steve Weiser, but instead we hear the gong and the lights go out.
Dead man walking.
You done it now. You're gonna make a big mistake. And I can't allow. Undertaker comes out of nowhere. Just walk away.
Oh man, don't make. I'm listening to that when we get off the pod. That's a slap, bro.
It's a banger, bro. It was funny. When DT was listening to the one episode, he was listening to the music. And then all of a sudden, the Shane McMahon song came on. He's like, "Fuck, this is a banger." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." I mean, the rapping's atrocious, but you can just ignore that part. Just once he does the ching ching bling. It's just vibes after that. Just turn.
Just vibes. Ain't no vibes and feet shuffling. No focus on the words.
Nah, fuck those words.
That's funny.
Yeah, he choke slams The Rock, which eliminates The Rock, and then Undertaker disappears.
Yeah, because they fade to black.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when we get Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta. Did I spell shield right?
Shield.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Rollins comes out. His hair looks blonder, but I don't think he re-bleached it because I rewatched some of the Drew match. It just looked blonder for some reason. I don't think he re-bleached it, but maybe he did. I don't know. If he did, shout out to the hairdressers for getting that shit on time because bleaching. Well, it was already bleached, so it wouldn't have taken that long. But anyway, he comes out, and at first I didn't understand this because I had to have my friend Caleb kind of explain it to me. But so yes, he comes out. He comes out with a chair and he slides in the ring and he immediately gets taken out by Roman. So, like, in my mind as a Seth stan, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we did all this for nothing. And then Roman picks up the chair. He looks at Cody and he looks at Seth, who's trying to get back up. And then he attacks Seth with the chair. And at first I didn't understand it because I was like, you guys, everyone else got some shit off. Why is Seth the only person that did get nothing off? And then
Storytelling.
And then the storytelling. That's when it came in. And then he was like, bro, you don't understand.
you don't get it. You ain't seen it.
It was over my head. At that point I had multiple ciders. I had Wingstop. I was turned up. And then he was explaining to me, he was like, it was the storytelling, which a lot of the there was a lot of fan theories and stuff that came out about that, but it actually was confirmed with Paul Heyman on this Friday episode of SmackDown, which made it even more cool. And also it just makes Seth the MVP of this fucking Mania. If you take into account what he did the first night, take into account the Drew match, you take into account what he did for Cody, he was the MVP of this Mania. But yeah, Roman hits Seth with the chair. He focuses on Seth instead of hitting Cody. And then Cody takes advantage of that because Roman tries to go for the spear. He kicks him, hits him with the crossroads once, hits him with the crossroad twice. And then finally, after a fucking multiple years of doing the triple crossroads and it always getting interrupted, he hits the crossroads for the third time. And then we get the 1, 2, 3.
That's it. Story finished.
And new.
Story completed. And new. Undisputed champion.
Man.
Cody freaking Rhodes.
So
to be honest.
Yeah, tell me.
To be honest, after that, I was like, it felt good. I didn't feel like, that was a terrible match. I will say, it's crazy. Like, the Avengers level threat on Roman is fucking wild. Or just Roman's team. Because, like, that last 10 minutes of the match was like not as spot fest, but not really. It's like cinematic spot fest. It was Jimmy, Jay, Solo, Cena,
Taker,
Rock, Taker. Like it was like back to back.
Yeah.
And it felt cool because you're like, oh, who the fuck is coming out next? Like, oh my, like, okay, I see what they're doing, but is it Stone Cold? Is it? Oh, it's Undertaker. Oh shit! Like, very, very like solid. Even with the spots, like even with the cinematics of that, didn't take away anything from the match for me. It was just weird because like nobody. Taker ain't got no ties with the bloodline. Like there was no.
Yeah, I was confused by that too. The some of the arguments I heard for it, which made some sense, was like. I mean, you can say it's a stretch or just, theory crafting, but one was like, oh, well, Brock broke Undertaker's streak. Heyman was in control of Brock at that time. The other one was, Roman also beat Undertaker at WrestleMania and took the yard away from him. Because when Roman beat Undertaker, he was like, this is my yard now. And the third thing was Undertaker was the original, like, final boss. He was the like OG leader of the locker room. So, and he has ties with multiple different, he had the Rikishi thing when he pushed Rikishi off the cell. He had multiple matches with The Rock. So you combine all those things, it doesn't make him showing up that far-fetched, which I can see that.
I think it does a little bit just because of like the context of bloodlines. Like Cena and Solo, makes sense. I understood that, like that they had matches. Jimmy J understood that. And I get that, like, from the reports that we've seen after this, is that like Taker wasn't supposed to be the guy. It was supposed to be Stone Cold, and that still wouldn't have changed my idea on it. It still would have
No,
been like, what the fuck is
to
Stone
me,
Cold doing here?
to me, it would have made less sense than Undertaker. I still would have popped for it. I would have been more excited,
Yeah,
technically.
absolutely.
But if you're
Um,
talking about making sense, I feel like, I mean, they both don't make sense. They both do not make sense. But
it
Undertaker
was
makes a little more sense, I think, than
for me. It just seemed like, instead of like story implications, it's just more like, oh, you're gonna bully him. Well, I'm gonna get the guy that used to bully you, which was Taker. Like, oh, you're gonna bully Cena. Okay, watch this. Undertaker comes out. The Seth Rollins Shield thing was fucking amazing, because that's, once again, long-term storytelling. Because after all these years, like, Roman's still not over him turning on the Shield.
10 years.
And at the core of it, Roman really cared about the Shield. Like, that was like his original family. Like, he loved that. And even more so, like, butthurt about like Seth, like, yo, you was my brother. I really rock with you, and I'm still fucked up over that shit.
And then you had some of the clips from like the Rumble match that they had a couple years ago, and like he's like, "You made me this way," all this other stuff. Like,
yeah,
it all at man.
I'm like this because of you. If we were together, I wouldn't have been this Roman, but because you did that, I'm like this. Because even Seth sold the shot just like Roman sold the shot.
Yep.
Like, that shit was fucking amazing. And then even in like the long term, not long term, but even like the literal sense of it, he told Cody, "I will be your shield.
I'm the only man suitable enough to do it."
To like, it makes sense. And in that sense, he was a shield. He took the chair shot, and then he actually was a shield. It's a double entendre.
He's a fucking architect. He knew that Roman Reigns could not resist beating up Shield version of Seth Rollins. If Seth Rollins would have came out in his wacky attire, probably more than likely it would not have hit. Roman, no, like, he knew. He's like, no,
this is going to trigger him.
This is going to trigger him.
I know. And that once, that's even more long-term storytelling, because at that Rumble, Roman was out of control.
Yeah,
like, he was going crazy in that match because of him playing the mind games of him being the Shield version of Seth. Like, it was cooking, bro.
Man.
This was cooking,
bro. So
like,
good. So good.
Oh man, that shit. That's fucking great, bro. Kudos to them, man. Like, that was a fucking amazing main event. That was an amazing night too. I don't think I had a match for night two that I was like, oh my god, this was it. I think just off of the basis of them finishing the story, I would give it to the main event. But overall, there wasn't nothing that was crazy. Like, oh, that's my match of night two. Not saying anything was bad. They're just all equally good to me. Like, with the exception of maybe, I guess you can say, like, the Prophet match, but the Prophet match was still pretty good. Like,
match was way better than I expected.
Yeah,
let's not even cap them down. The worst match was the Uso match.
For sure. Of Mania in general, Jimmy J.
But overall, it was still a good weekend. Amazing weekend. It is definitely. It's going to be. I mean, we'll see, because now we're in the Paul Levesque era. But I would say, since I've been watching in the last 9-10ish years, this is my favorite Mania thus far. Like, pretty much every match was good. The stories were good. There was some feel good moments, like with the Sammy shit, the Cody shit, like Bayley. Like, there was some real, like, seeing the big three. Like, there was just a lot of cool moments and a lot of good storytelling, and just the whole Shield storyline that we just talked about with Seth and all that stuff. Like, that all makes it so much more emotional, more worth it, more, like, makes you more invested. I don't know. It was a banger weekend.
It was. It's definitely the best Mania since they've done the two nights. So, they're definitely cooking. They were definitely cooked with this. We're gonna get into Raw after Mania, but before we get into that, we're gonna take a quick little audio break. Put you on some tunes real quick. Quick little update on that. Songs will be on Spotify. I will let you know when they go up. But we were definitely putting them on Spotify. So if y'all want to play them while you at work, while you in your car, add them to your little workout playlist, it will be a thing. Just stay tuned. Definitely working on that. But until then, check out these tunes, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, too sweet.
Warp drive.
We back.
We back. Take that. Actually, I can't say that no more. Fuck.
How about this? Welcome back. Ooh, my voice almost cracked. Hold on, nigga. Mace.
You know what's funny about that song, the Welcome Back? My mom played that first day of school every year. It used to piss me and my brothers off because we knew summertime was over. And on September 4th, 5th, whatever, she would play the Welcome Back song and be happy as hell that we was going back to school. Oh, that shit is traumatizing.
Get these Niglets out my damn house.
Get them out the house. Y'all stink. Y'all been eating.
Get out the damn food. Why am I always in the kitchen? You in the kitchen.
Go to school and eat that square pizza with the chocolate milk. And which is criminal, by the way. Y'all got us out here eating pizza and chocolate milk.
Yeah, that was
craziness.
I wonder why we're obese. It's literally nothing but carbs and fat and sugar.
That's so funny. But it's true.
It's true.
Oh, shit.
Bread, cheese, sauce, and fucking chocolate milk. You know, chocolate milk, before chocolate milk used to be the old school, it was like it used to be like the old school pre-workout / protein because you got your fucking chocolate that gave you the sugar part. So, I don't know. This isn't a history podcast. Monday Night Raw after Mania, everyone.
Correct term would have been nutritional, but you know what? It's all right.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. We were talking about Seth, right?
Yeah. Let's go. He is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is
Seth freaking Rollins. Yeah, I picked up this hoodie while I was on sale during Mania.
Nice.
I was like, first off, this was a great showing by Seth. And second, it's a dope fucking hoodie. I love wearing my wrestling hoodies to like the gym.
Yeah, I need
Because
a
then I
hoodie.
can point out. I can point out who fans. Like some people stop me, and be like, "Oh man, like Bloodline." I'm like, "You're cultured. You understand the reference." Anime shirts are easy. Everybody loves anime, but if you can sit there and point out,
but
that's true.
If someone recognizes the Roman shirt or a surf shirt or fucking any of the AEW stuff, is
If I got a Hell Froze Over T-shirt and you like CM Punk, my dog.
Well, speaking of that, it was some time late last year, but it was because it was during football season. Fucking some dude came in the bar. I was wearing, I want to say I was wearing a wrestling shirt, but he was definitely wearing a Roman Reigns shirt. It was an old Roman Reigns shirt, but he was wearing one. And like from across the bar, I just slowly put up the one, and he's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I was like, "Oh man, you ain't like you ain't tapped in though. Now I look like a fucking nerd. You're the one wearing a Roman shirt."
Imagine you're in the bar and put him a finger. He's like, "Does this nigga want me to buy him a drink? Like, is he asking for the bartender? What's going on?"
I was looking at him and throwing my head up. I was like, "Yeah," and he's looking at me crazy, like, "Who is this black guy putting his finger in the air?" Oh my god,
I don't know. I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, that's funny. The dude covered my bloodline went into the gym, and the guy was like, "Who winning?" And I was like, I got Cody at that time, and he was like, it's bloodline. So it's cool to have those interactions with people for sure.
It is absolutely.
But yeah, Raw after Mania, let's get into it. From the kickoff, from the jump, there's standing ovations, bro. Like they showed the WrestleMania package of what happened for the weekend, and there's standing ovations. There's thank you Hunter chants, which are definitely,
they were loud as shit.
They were loud,
and my favorite part because he came out and they were doing the thank you Hunter chants, and after like 2 minutes, he was like, hey, "Look, man, I came out here to thank y'all. You thanking me, but I came out here to thank y'all. But I appreciate it though. Thank you."
I think he said from the numbers wise, it was like the biggest Mania ever or something like that. Like the biggest Mania gate.
Yeah. Combined both nights, it was because night 2, I want to say it was like 70,000. And night 1 might have been like 65 or something. Either way, it was a big ass gate. They're selling it. It was great. I mean, as far as them business wise, these motherfuckers is swimming in cash. They eating,
bro. Shout out to the E, man. The E's doing great job right now. It's still early, but I have a strong feeling that the Levesque era should be pretty good. Yeah. Then we get Cody Rhodes opening, as he should. Like Cody comes out. First thing I noticed was the plates on the belt. Yeah, he got his own plates. Like it's a brand new belt. Triple H is in the ring with them.
17th consecutive sellout. I just wanted to add, which and then this SmackDown makes the 18th consecutive. So yeah, they keep selling out.
Man, that's craziness.
Which plays into what you're about to get into, actually.
He's in the ring. Triple H is in the ring with Cody, and they have like an appreciation video for him.
And the Triple H says, "I'm sorry that we have to bring up the bootleg shit, but there's just so many people in here. You guys got to look at this tiny screen. Yeah, it's such a flex. Like, I'm sorry, y'all got to look at this small screen, but we sold the fuck out. Which
we packed out. We have no space for the jumbotron, so we're gonna roll this TV out on a cart. And you guys watch that.
Yeah, which they just announced that they're gonna start doing smaller, the same kind of stages they've been doing the last couple shows, minus Mania. They're going to continue to do that. Because
I think
they keep selling out, so they're going to they'd rather. I mean, why need a big stage when you can add a couple more hundred people, type of thing. And I see the vision, and also gives it old school. It gives it that it gives it an Attitude Era feel.
Does it?
Sort of. I mean, just with the small stage, and it just seems it's not like super. I mean, minus the like SmackDown with the big ass fist. Like if you think like
even Raw had a crazy fucking Titan entrance, like
maybe early Attitude Era before shit started.
Before they had the money.
But it feels homey. If it gives it that, I don't want to say indie vibe, but it gives it like their presentation is still grand scheme fucking royalty, but like this, as far as the stage goes, they're like,
It
as
gives
long
me
as you still have
pay-per-view
pyro,
vibes.
yeah.
I think they ran this like Rumble had a very small venue like that
Mhm.
too.
Fucking
It gives me like what else?
Survivor
There's another
Series,
one.
I think,
Yeah,
because that was the first time when they added the extra shit because of the crowd and shit.
yeah.
Like
So
the
it
extra
gives me
stage.
pay-per-view vibes. If they're selling out, they got to run the pay-per-view like setup. It's tough, bro. That's success.
Man.
The show the appreciation video. I'm struggling right now. Remember what was inside the appreciation video?
It was a video package and it had a song. I was fine with it. It was a little corny to me, but I understand why they did it. But yeah, they did. It wasn't this person, but it was giving me Sarah McLachlan vibes. Like I was expecting to see like a seal covered in oil or some shit. At some point, like some fucking baby ducks trapped in trash. I'm like, what is this sad ass like? But I understand why they did it, and it definitely was emotional. And Cody also deserves it, so I'm not going to hate on it.
Yeah, one thing I realized that Cody's like just very emotional about all of this. Like,
Yeah, he's
and I can only imagine, like, bro, like not for his dad, but just for himself. Like, just you came up, you did this. This is you. But yeah, they run a appreciation package for him. Cody then goes off, or H leaves the show. Cody takes over the promo. He calls Samantha Irving the MVP.
Mm-hmm. Which she was getting a lot of hate online recently,
which is crazy, bro.
Undeserved hate. And let's just
hating Samantha Irving.
Let's keep it a bean. It's people that don't like black women, bro. Because like they're saying she's over theatric, blah blah blah, and it's similar to shit that they give to Aubrey the ref in AEW. Granted, sometimes she is over enthusiastic with certain stuff, but at the same time, it's like it just seems like y'all hate women. And y'all just hate women having fun, I guess. I mean, because y'all like, I don't know, because male announcers.
Y'all never said the shit about the male announcers or male referees, bro. Like, relax, bro.
Like the dude in
Samantha Irving did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, she does a great fucking job. She's talented as fuck. She's so talented. She can sing and play the flute all the same, like at the same time, and do all this other shit. She's talented. Yeah, she's gorgeous. She's great at her job. What is there?
All right, bro. It's okay. Black women up. You got to sit there and eat that. It is what it is.
Wrestling is for who?
FTN.
Hey, it's for the niggas, man.
Cody goes on to give Roman his credit. A lot of shouting out Roman and saying, "Hey, man, he definitely did his thing." He said 1,316 days.
1,316 days.
Yeah, 1,316 days as champion. It's definitely the most important of this generation, and like that's funny to really think about. But it's like, man, maybe like 2020 to 2024, we classify that as like the Roman era because you can do that. That man was his own era.
Like, we talked about it off air, but there's some like if you think about a child who was 4 and who's like 8 now or maybe 7ish, they've seen this whole they grew up with Roman as champion. That's all they knew.
Yeah,
that's
all they knew.
So it's he's been champion that long.
That's legendary in itself.
Yeah,
legendary in itself, and running the bloodline like story angles like Roman. He has one of one for sure.
Most main events in WrestleMania history, and he's going to have more. That's not his last main event.
Nah,
like everyone's crying about the beating Hogan's record to tie 3rd place. What's breaking the Mania record? That's way more important. Like there's other records that Roman has broken that is way more important than beating Hogan's days, especially for 3rd place. I can't believe people were crying about 3rd place.
I think for me is I want you to beat Hogan's record because I don't like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, no, fuck Hulk Hogan.
I just want to see Hulk Hogan drop. But as far as like importance, it doesn't mean anything.
No, and it would have dampened this storyline. Like we would have to wait 2 more months for what we just got, and it would have killed Cody's character. Like he would start getting booed again, like in AEW. Then he would have to go back. At that point, he would have to go back.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just looked it up. his birthday is June 30th, which makes him a Cancer. I'm not his zodiac person like that, but Cancers are extra emotional because they're water signs. So that explains why this thing be crying a lot.
That's funny. Cody then says he's undeniable now, the undisputed WWE champion.
Yeah. From undesirable to undeniable to
undesirable to
undisputed.
undeniable,
Yeah.
to undisputed, which is crazy. Then we get appearance from the final boss.
Yes, Rock comes out. I will say it was a really long segment, and Rock sticks it to the crowd. It gets awkward, which even the crowd chants, "This is awkward," which I've never heard that before either. Speaking about things I never heard about or heard before in the wrestling business. But yeah, crowd chanting, "This is awkward," because Rock is like, "May the Rock hold your title."
Can I hold you?
You can hold mine if I hold yours. I'm like, what is going on? Like, are y'all about to kiss? The sexual tension is real.
I thought it was a callback to something. If I'm not mistaken, I thought somebody said it was a callback.
It was apparently which I mean, you get like I wasn't watching at the time, but yeah, apparently it was a callback when Rock debuted the title, like when he got rid of that fucking spinner belt and he debuted the title, that just that big ass W or whatever.
Yeah,
I guess in that segment, and I want to say this was when Cody Rhodes had that atrocious ass caterpillar mustache, but he asked The Rock, could he see the title or whatever. I don't know. It was weird then and it's weird now. I don't know. But Rock. Essentially, Rock is like, you did it, you won, you did it. Our story isn't finished. The Rock got to go for a little while, but our story
filming to do.
Yeah, but our story isn't finished. And when I come back, whether you're champ or not, I'm coming for you. Essentially, then Rock is like, Cody's like, I'll be here. He hands Cody something, which we don't see what it is, but Cody talks about it on SmackDown, and he kind of insinuated what it is. But yeah, Rock hands him something during the handshake, sort of like a drug deal, and he says, "Don't ever break the Rock's heart again," or something.
Don't break my heart. Don't ever break my heart again.
And I'm like, again, what the fuck is going on?
What is going on?
But based off of SmackDown, it's based off of SmackDown. It sounded like he was insinuating that it was the watch that Cody gifted Roman and Seth and The Rock behind stage for their Mania match, because Cody bought all of them Rolexes. So I'm like, based off what Cody Rhodes said in the SmackDown promo, which we will get to, it sounds like what The Rock handed him was a broken watch. Is the gift that Cody Rhodes gave The Rock, but The Rock broke it because you broke The Rock's heart. So I broke the watch that you gave me, and I'm giving it back to you, I guess.
I hope that's not it. I hope it's something. I don't know what it could be, but I hope, because then we don't know that. That didn't happen on screen, so we have no idea.
Oh yeah, the Rolex part, no.
Yeah,
no, because that would be blurring the lines too much. But they all have matching Rolexes that they all somehow randomly accumulated over the weekend, and because Cody had a interview with Ariel also, and he said that he gifted Seth. I think he said he gifted all 4 of them a watch. He said that, but he definitely said he gave Seth a watch. But it was either watch.
The way he was holding, he was disappointed. It almost hurt his heart to have that in his hand.
Yeah, that's why I think it was you broke the gift I gave you. But I don't think it's really that. But I think that based off what Cody said in SmackDown, that's the vibe I'm getting. But it was either that, a pack of the Zaza, or The Rock's room key, because the sexual tension was too goddamn high.
Goodness gracious.
I want you and Mama Rhodes to come to The Rock's hotel room after this. The Rock is going to make you bleed again, boy.
We gotta relax. The boys was killing me.
Man, please.
Yeah, you like that, boy? Hey,
Look at you now. Look at you now. Mama Rhodes. Your son's blood on The Rock's hands and on The Rock's belt.
Smell what the final boss is cooking.
From
there,
that was the end of the segment. And then go for it.
We get an interest from Shinsuke. And I'm like, okay, Shinsuke here. All right, cool. Let's rock. And then out of nowhere, you want to see me pop? I hear Ilya's theme. I pop immediately. I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, Ilya's here? Y'all got Ilja Dragunov is in this bitch? And he wrestling Shinsuke?
Heater, too.
I'm up, bro.
No, I need to see this. I need to see this match again, but like on a PLE or just even with more time.
Yeah, that's my only thing. Is at the time I didn't get a lot of time.
Yeah,
dope match.
And he comes out with the NXT Championship.
He does.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Great presentation. He announces that he's going to be a part of the draft, which is why he had this match.
Yep.
So yeah, good presentation. It seems like they're finally because they've done this before, but it seems like they're going back to making NXT feel like a third brand instead of just developmental. Like, obviously it's developmental, but now it's starting to seem like this is also a third brand because, you know, anyone can go. Like Final Testament, they showed back up at NXT after Mania. You know, we had AJ there for a little bit. We had Apollo there. We had Baron Corbin. He's still down there. And it's in the draft. It seems like anyone can go anywhere in this draft.
Now, see, that's what I was going to bring up. I was going to bring it up later when they talk about the announcement, but let's do it here. There's a WWE draft coming out, people.
Yeah.
So basically means that like this month, I think it's the 26th or 25th to like 27th, 28th, something like that. But basically everybody's up for grabs. You can get drafted. You can go to Cody. Typically champions don't switch over. I won't say it hasn't happened because it has happened.
It's definitely happened.
But typically champions stay where they're at. But just how we've seen Jimmy on SmackDown, Jimmy on Raw, Jimmy can get drafted to SmackDown. Usually that's how it works, that anybody's up for grabs, can switch shows. However, I think this year's a little different based on the implications that we see from NXT, to where like if they are doing a third brand, which I agree with, do it right. Like, actually draft, let's say, we're going to take Dom out of Judgment Day and we're going to place him in NXT. Like, not because he needs the development, but because we treat this as a third brand. Like, we want you to be over here kind of thing. I saw that Ivar was down there doing some stuff and completely changed his package. Pause. That sounds crazy. No Diddy. Completely changed the way he looked. I was talking about it. I talked about Ivar.
He just wore normal clothes.
Just normal clothes.
That's it. But no, but it's still something different though. Yeah.
It's something different. I was like, Ivar just needs to be rebranded a little bit. Like, they need to dish the Viking shit for a little bit and just be American Badass Ivar.
I'm here for it.
But if they treat this right, what?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say another implication is that also, and we can get to speculation when the draft comes up. But yeah, another implication based on top of what you just said is that we know in like 6 months or so, we know that Raw is going to go to Netflix. You know,
right.
We know NXT is going to go to WB.
CW, yep.
Or CW, my bad. And then SmackDown is going to go to USA. So that also so based on knowing that implicates like I'm assuming, if I had to guess,
somebody to carry us into these new locations.
Exactly. So if I had to guess right now, I'm assuming Cody goes to Raw, in majority, if not all of Judgment Day, goes to SmackDown, and you make Damian Priest the leader of SmackDown, and you put Cody on Raw. If I had to guess right now, just based on like Raw is going to be on Netflix, blah blah blah. But I mean, we'll speculate that and do our guesses when that comes. But I just want to piggyback off of what you're saying based off of the implications.
And usually, like, groups, they draft together. Teams usually get drafted together. I mean, back in the day, they didn't. Used to see a lot of splits. Like, the Dudley Boys got split up or something like that.
I mean,
but
they took Big E away.
Yeah, usually they're as a team. But if this is the case, and NXT is a real brand, like they treat it as such, I'm all for this. I want to see some people go down and, like, once again, do what I like to see them do in AEW or whatever, and just rebuild themselves. Like, I think that'd be fucking amazing to see a superstar that not really getting it, but go to NXT and like they they popping shit. And I also think it helps out the NXT talent to get more professional or more seasoned veterans down there.
Natalie's been known there too.
Yeah,
it helped. That's how you get. That's how you get better.
That's how you make everybody better.
And that's and we talked about it with Jade when she was in AEW. Like, she's not going to get better if she doesn't go against the Brit or the Thunder Roses. You keep having her versus all these other people. Like, iron sharpens iron. So it's like, at some point you gotta go in the ring with bets so that you can learn shit. You can get molded.
You gotta get the ring of vets so you know to slow the fuck down and not get uppercutted by Brock Lesnar. You gotta go
all sorts of shit.
Gotta work there. And also from a work standpoint, people who are in NXT, they work out of Orlando. Like, they stay in Orlando, they work out of Orlando. Your schedule's like lighter. You get to be at home a little bit more. Like,
especially because most wrestlers live in Florida anyway.
Yeah,
so it's like it's really.
I think that's a win-win too for a lot of people who's like, man, I don't want to travel as much. Okay, if you don't want to travel, how about we put you over here? Like, not to demote you, but because we're building this brand up. How do you feel about leading in the new wave of NXT on CW? Cool, I'm over here. My kids are a little bit older. I can drive them to school, go fucking work out, live, film some shit, come back, pick them up, and like do my shit. I like it. From there though, we get
so the Ilja Dragunov match and Shinsuke match was good. Ilja goes over, NXT champion wins. It was a solid match, a good showcase. And then
Dragunov powerbomb to H-bomb, torpedo Moscow to finish the match.
Man, love the H-bomb so much.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we get a Finn, Dom, and JD bring out Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
And she talks about beating Becky, yada yada. And then Rhea and Finn bring out Damian, which he has
this dope ass red suit.
Yeah, dope ass red. He has new music that sounded good.
New music. It was hard.
Yeah, it didn't sound bad like most people's new music. And apparently he I need to hear it again, but he does the vocals for the song, which is cool too.
That makes sense. It felt flavored.
Yeah, I love when artists, when talent, like when Usos or Rikishi, when they
wait. That wasn't the case for Mercedes. Where's that same energy,
bro? She didn't sound good though. I support the effort, but it didn't.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It's gotten zero.
I love when artists do it. Except
for
when you sound like Riley Reid.
Exactly. It just wasn't that good. Like, I'm not.
All right.
I'm a Mercedes stan. It just wasn't that good. Get your bars up.
There's an All Rise for Judgment Day spot, and you see one title go up. You see another title go up. And out of nowhere, a third title pops up.
It's R-Truth.
It's R-Truth holding his World Tag Team belt, and you get a hell no from Damian Priest. And I love it because if anybody who's gonna ruin your big moment, it's gonna be R-Truth.
Like, you're not in the Judgment Day. He's like, I am in the Judgment Day. It's like, I mean, technically, he did beat JD for a spot, but we're retconning it. It's whatever, but he technically is in Judgment Day.
He said, I brought the tag team belts back to Judgment Day.
See,
we just got to get Miz in the group.
He's thinking.
Long-term storytelling. Long-term storytelling.
It's like, y'all want to kick me out, but if you let me back in, we all have to talk. See, that's businessman, bro.
It then sets up. Miz comes out, says he doesn't want to be in Judgment Day. Judgment Day claims to or wants to a rematch. They want to go back at him for the tag belts, but Truth says it's impossible because they got a third partner, and you just can't see him right now.
Mm-hmm. And
Little Jimmy's here.
Yeah, Miz is like, I don't want to do a handicap match. I do not. Is there anyone else that's not invisible?
Can we get somebody who we can see?
Yeah,
trust me. He'll be here.
Yep.
Leads into Awesome Truth versus Jade versus Judgment Day.
Yeah, it starts off 2v3, but eventually
Pat calls Dirty Dom a do wipe after the wipe, which is like it's fucking nuts. There's a double DDT spot on Miz that was dope.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a very slow building match until the eventual pop of their third partner,
John Cena.
Mr. You Can't See Me. You think
Yeah.
John's the greatest of all time? Is he the greatest?
I mean, I think we both had him on our Mount Rushmore.
He
He
is
has.
on the-
I feel like he has to be up. Like he has. I feel like he has to be up there because again, like his long stay, like he still has a match at least once a year. So that record has not been broken. I think he's tied with Ric Flair. All like he broke the record for Make a Wish inside and outside the ring. So you have to give it to him. Sure, there was a point. In time where he was being overbooked and always winning, or not putting people over, or whatever. 5 moves of death, all the shit that the internet was saying. But you just take out that small part, everything else still outweighs all the. Yeah, John. He doesn't have to be your GOAT, but he is a GOAT. I don't think it's.
He might be the GOAT of WWE. Like
Yeah.
I said, like he carried him through a crazy era. Like PG era was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And plus, like he was always there. The fucking Make a Wish stuff that he was always doing outside of the ring. Like as far as WWE wise, John Cena he's probably the GOAT for sure.
Yeah,
I think
he's legit super. Like he was the best babyface they had literally until Cody Rhodes. This company. Because I was talking to DT about it when we were talking about Roman possibly losing. I was like, this company has a hard time building baby faces, like legit baby faces, and like booking them correctly. And we haven't seen someone like a Cody Rhodes since like Cena. As far as the men go, because we got Becky and Bianca. Like Becky and Bianca, like those. As far as the women go, those are the 2 biggest baby faces. You can put them on any news channel, anything. Put them on a cereal box. They can do the Make a Wish. Like they are the great. Like, but the men, they didn't have that like that. Seth, like Roman was close, but they were still booking him like shit. Seth was close, but after that Fiend match, his character was killed.
Killed his momentum.
Literally until like the Riddle feud, his momentum was fucking killed. Or no, honestly, I would say until the Rumble match with Roman. But niggas didn't start singing his song like the way we sing a song until the Riddle feud. Like it took like 3 years for his character to come back. Like this company has a hard time building baby faces. So
You're right.
The whole point of this, but yeah, it's just
talking about Cena.
Good guy. Like, and Cody is that right now. But Cena, like he is, and that's the reason why. Yeah. I mean, even though they planned it twice or whatever, that's one of the reasons he never went heel. Like PG era or not,
he's too much money as a babyface. He works. It's not broke.
Yeah,
don't fix it.
And he's the other version of The Rock in the sense where it's like even if you never watch wrestling, you know who The Rock is because he's in fucking every movie. And Cena's pretty much at that level too, to where it's like even if you don't watch wrestling, you probably heard John Cena because there's that famous prank call video that everyone knows. That shit was hilarious. Funny, yeah. That he's been in multiple movies, Peacemaker, all this other shit now. The movie with LeBron. No, that wasn't him. That was Bill Hader. But he's been in multiple movies. Anyway, it's similar.
He's a GOAT.
Yeah.
John Cena comes out and they get a nice little spot fest where they do triple 5-knuckle shuffle, or in this case, the 15-knuckle shuffle,
which was dope.
And they all 3 of them do attitude adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
Miz gets an AA, Truth does an AA, Cena does his AA. Very dope finish, very solid. I was happy with it. 1, 2, 3, we're out of here.
Yeah, it was good. After that, we got a Bronson Reed promo. He won in
the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, we didn't talk about SmackDown last week, but he won the Andre Battle Memorial. So he's cutting a promo next to the trophy or whatever, and it's setting up for the Fatal 4-Way that happens later tonight, which determines the number 1 contender against Damian Priest.
Yep, Ricochet, Jay, Drew, and Bronson Reed. We then get a promo from Rhea and Dom in the back. Rhea tells Dom that he needs to handle Andrade. and then she almost gets her head fucking taken off by Liv Morgan.
Man, she came out of nowhere with that chair. Shit was hilarious.
Chair was wild, like on some Boondocks, like just throw the chair shit. Like,
yeah,
it
was exactly like
moment.
that. Liv attacks Rhea. So now we finally getting Liv's revenge tour storyline or whatever,
which I'm cool with. I'm like, if this is how y'all gonna play Liv as like, I'm coming at you with everything I got, I'm cool with it. I just need more of this. I need y'all to keep riding this momentum with Liv and making sure that like, this shit don't fall off of her.
I don't think it's
Rhea's gonna be fine.
She's too much of a fan favorite for like. I mean, I don't
dirty,
think
not dirty Liv,
she's
but
not
like
gonna fall off. I mean, hopefully the booking doesn't. Hopefully they don't shit the bed in the booking. But as far as like her popularity, I don't think she's ever gonna fall. Like people, she doesn't have like Mercedes type stands yet, but she has stands.
She's in. I think like the shit that y'all did with LA Knight to make him successful, you can do with Liv. Maybe not so much to where like Liv's not gonna go out there and be like, yeah, but like you can still book her in ways to where she can be solid and useful. Right now, LA Knight, I won't say is main event ready, but I think he's really fucking close. Like I think he's getting up there pretty soon. Within the next 8 weeks, I think LA Knight would be like, yeah, it's time to like shoot him a shot.
I mean, he already got it. I think he's going to go back to the mid card after this.
I think he's going to go to Raw.
I mean, that's fine, but I still think I don't think he's sniffing a world title. I think he's going to get a mid card title before he gets a world title.
Yeah. I agree with that too. But I think that like he can be placed up there, and I think that like if he does do it, he won't go against Cody. He'll probably have a World Heavyweight Championship match against Damian, which I think I can see LA Knight feud win Judgment Day. Like that makes sense. What's dope about this spot is the camera transition from Dom pushing the camera,
right,
and it goes directly to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, get out of here!" And he pushes the camera and just like beelines to the ring, and that's where we have our next match, which is Indy Hartwell versus another surprise appearance from Roxanne Perez,
NXT Women's Champion.
I love it. This is what Raw After Mania is for. It's for like the surprise appearances of people I did not think I was going to see. Like this was a fucking dope moment. Not too familiar with Roxanne. I haven't seen a lot of her work, but from what I did see, I enjoyed it. I think she's dope. She's solid.
She's solid. It was a cool match. Candice tries to help Indy get the win by cheating or whatever, but Indy's still playing the face. Is like, I don't want to win that way type of thing, which sets up Roxanne to get the win essentially. But it was a cool little quick match. Still showcase Roxanne. Both NXT champions win. That's a good way to showcase your third brand and the champions of that third brand. It's also playing to the storyline that we're still building with Candice and Indy, how one's going heel, and
which they're doing really good with that.
Yeah,
like
and it's even and it goes on. And it's also not just on TV; it's also playing on Twitter. Because Indy said something to fucking Maxine today, like posted a picture of her in a hot dog suit, and Candice replied, was like, "I wish you put this much effort into winning your matches instead of tagging losers in hot dog suits or some shit like that." It's like, so the storyline's also playing online and stuff too, so it's a good trip.
From there, we get a Sammy and Jay reunite. A little my dog segment.
Yeah, we get the handshake
one time.
Again.
Can we get the handshake one time?
My dog.
We then get Nat versus Roxanne on NXT. Then we get a Sammy promo. Sammy comes out, new IC champion, of course. Inside this promo, he questions if he would have had a Mania moment. He gives Gunther his props for his reign and everything like that, but then he says that he beat Gunther and that it's his time. He's on. Interrupted by Imperium, though. And the first thing out of Ludwig's mouth is like, your new IC champion looks like a bum. And I was like, damn. Cause like that's how y'all feel? They came to rectify things and make it right.
Which sets up a tag match because Chad Gable comes out. So we get Chad and Sammy versus Imperium, which was a solid ass match.
Gable with mad T-bone suplexes in this one. There's a German to the lug with off the top rope. Double Germans, actually. Sammy has an exploder in the corner.
Mm-hmm. he does a haluva kick and then tags Chad and lets him do the chaos theory. So it was a haluva kick until the chaos theory, which if you guys don't know, that's his German suplex that he does on everyone that looks fucking amazing.
The slow motion German.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I was like, oh, I didn't know the slow motion German was called the chaos theory.
Yeah, they don't. It's been the name, but they legitimately do not call it out often.
Okay,
but it has been a thing. But I can probably, on one hand, I can tell you how many times I heard it out loud. But like in the game, I want to say it's called Chaos Theory, I think. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Next segment is that we get Ava with Aldis and Pierce and talk about the NXT, talk about the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. A lot of things, a lot of moving parts. And then we had a segment with Chelsea Green.
Yeah, she's talking to both. It's both Aldis and Pierce, right?
Yeah.
And she's asking management for a moment because she didn't have a Mania match, and Aldis, I think they both say, but yeah, they're like, yeah, I think we got a match for you. We got somebody for you. Yeah, Aldis brought someone with him. I think we can give you a impromptu match real quick, which we get Chelsea Green versus Jade Cargill. And
super squash.
Man, it was quick match. Super squash, quick match. It looked good. Jade's entrance, it's so fire, and it looked even better on this SmackDown. I like the short hair over the bob. I mean, I ain't going to sit here and talk about black women's appeal or nothing. That's women's business. But if I had a preference, I like the short hair. It looks good. It adds more to the badass superhero look that she has.
Whatever you feel comfortable with, go ahead. I don't care. It don't matter to me.
You can come out bald. I don't give a fuck at this point.
I don't care. This led me maybe ask a question to myself. I was like, where's Nia been? It's been way too quiet. We ain't seen Nia in a minute. I don't like that. Not saying like I don't like it because I don't like Nia, because Nia's been working her ass off. Gets tons of praise over here. But just stay tuned. It's been real quiet without Nia. We then get a promo setup, or not setup, but we get a match setup for next week.
Sammy asked.
Actually, it was promos. Yeah,
it was backstage. Sammy asked to speak to Chad alone, and Sammy's like, "Look," or he's like, "I heard you," or something about like, "I know what favor you want," and Chad's like, "Oh yeah, what is that?" Or okay, well, it's weird because it seemed like standoffish for a bit because Sammy's like, I gave you a moment. I tagged you in. I let you get the pin, and Chad is like, "That's not the favor.
I paid your favor back. I gave you the favor." Yeah.
He's like, "That's not the favor," and he's like, "All right, I know what favor you want. You want a title shot, and it sets up for a title shot for next week, which is going to be in Quebec, I believe, somewhere in Canada, either Quebec or Ontario. I do not remember, but
Montreal
or Montreal,
I think. Yeah, Montreal's in Quebec, so it's probably over there.
All right.
Yes. So we got Chad versus Sammy for the IC. It's gonna be a solid match. I would expect nothing less. We got a Drew promo.
Yeah, he comes out. He's complaining. He thanks Seth.
Money in the Bank is a joke.
Yeah, he calls Damian a bondage undertaker and a transitional champion.
Transitional champion. That's sick.
I was like, oh man, he's going behind the curtain a little bit, using wrestling terms. Like, okay, but I mean that is actually a huge ass insult. Which Damian had a response for on the bump. I don't watch the bump, but I did see the response. But he's like, this ain't the same Drew that won in front of no fans, because that Drew, he handled his business. This one, he tweets too much, he talks too much. All he's doing is bitching and complaining. Like, handle your business. That's essentially. Essentially, he was like,
he said Punk calls this. He put the headphones on and made jokes, and then he says went into business for himself. Once again, another inside wrestling term. Once again, another shot at Punk's time in AEW with fucking Hangman Adam Page. Just he's good at these like subtle like shots. Like Drew does them the best to me. Like they be small, but you get the point of what he's saying if you're in tune with wrestling and everything.
Yeah, and then he says it's on site essentially.
On site.
It's on site.
When I see you, it's on site. That's crazy.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jay comes out and it sets up the main event, which is the Fatal 4-Way with Jay, Drew, Rick, and Ricochet and Bronson Reed. which you talked about.
We do get Dom versus Andrade confirmed for next week as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Number one contender match. One of my dope things I liked about this match is that we get to see Ricochet in a number one contender spot for the World Heavyweight Championship. Like they think highly of you. You're in this match that could potentially challenge the world champ. I like to see Ricochet up there.
Fucking. I only wrote down a couple spots. The first one is Drew powerbombs Ricochet. And when he's up there, Ricochet screams. And it's fucking hilarious. He's like,
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Shit was funny. I love that shit because that shit happened with Omos, I think. And it shit happened with Braun. Just yeah. People screaming right before they get power bombed and sent to God is hilarious to me.
I got Jay try to spear Bronson Reed a couple times, and that don't work.
No,
can't do that.
Too much meat.
Can't do that. Mad chops or super chops between chop shots or spots between Drew and Bronson Reed, or in Pat's words, meat slapping.
Meat slapping. Amen. You can't just not slap some meat. If it's there, it got to be slapped at some point. If not,
triple super kicks to Drew.
Yeah, he did a triple super kick and a double super kick. That was a great spot. But right before that, we get a spot where Ricochet puts Bronson Reed through the table. And what made the spot super cool was as he's climbing up the turnbuckle, you see him like look towards Samantha and is like, "I'm sorry." And does the juicy shrug and like does it like a 450 off the fucking table, like from outside the ring into the table. It was such a fucking great spot.
It's such a it just breaks the wall. Like, I'm sorry. And people are like, why you saying he's sorry? Because his girl is watching him do this dumb shit and knows that like he's gonna go home and be like, damn, my back is fucked up. And all she gotta be like is, yeah, you fucking 450 splat, like that shit gonna hurt.
Exactly.
Super spot. I love that shit. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
Rick, that kills Ricochet. Ricochet is definitely out of the match after that.
Yeah, it takes both of them out. And then we get just Jay versus Drew. And I don't remember
Drew goes for the Claymore.
Yeah, Drew tries to go for the Claymore, and then someone's grabbing his feet. And it's awesome. And what's cool about it, or what's noticeable about this person grabbing their feet, is that they're using both of their arms.
I saw that.
And
this man from Chicago.
Man, I mean, based on his interview with from
Ariel,
he said he felt healthy, but WWE's trying to hold it back,
protecting him,
make sure he doesn't come out too soon. But I think he'll probably for sure be ready by SummerSlam. I think because he's already getting he had a lot of contact on Mania, and then just this Monday he didn't have the brace on. He's using both his arms and shit.
Yeah.
I think he'll probably be ready by SummerSlam. I think because
I can see that.
Yeah, because I think the original timetable was probably like October or something. I don't remember how long was it. I don't remember how long the recovery is for that, but he seems like he's
ahead of schedule.
Yeah, ahead of schedule, similar to Charlotte. So yeah.
Something about them WWE doctors, man. I don't know what they got on the sauce over there, but Cena skipped surgeries or Cena did surgery, was back ahead of time. Like the rehabbing. Yeah. Punk holds Drew's legs, screws him over. Mm-hmm. It sets up Jay to get the win, and now we have Jay as the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. And I will say, I did not see Jey Uso versus Damian Priest as the first lineup or matchup for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I didn't. Out of all the people in the ring that were there, to me it made the most sense, other than Ricochet, because Ricochet did beat pretty much every member of Judgment Day the last month. So I honestly thought it was going to be Ricochet, if not Jay. Those are my two choices. And before what happened on Friday, I was like, oh, okay, Jay makes kind of sense because Jimmy's going to probably interrupt that one also. But let's get into SmackDown and see how that might change.
SmackDown. Cody once again kicks off the show
in D-Town, Michigan.
Detroit. Big Sean, what up, boy? Says Rock won't have to look hard to find him. You know, because of course from Monday he's talking about like, I'll come find you. You won't have to look too hard. I'm gonna be here. He puts over the competitors in the 2 triple threat matches. That's to crown a new contender for his title. LA, Bobby, Santos, Ray, AJ, and KO. He then lays out a warning, says if you come at the king, bet not miss. Bet not miss at all.
Sucks.
Yeah, so we get 2 triple threats to set up who faces off to face him for his title for the first shot.
The winner of each triple threat will face off next week, and we'll determine who faces Cody at Backlash in France.
Which is probably gonna have a unique start time too. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it probably is.
The next 3, because they're all international, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, bro, they're not going to be back. I mean, PLE wise, they're not coming back until to America until August, and then after that, I think
Germany is at the end of August.
Yeah, and then when the fuck is Glasgow? Is that before? They're going places.
Yeah, this whole next 6 months, bro, they are internationally known.
Oh yeah,
Freddie Tiffany.
No,
if you know that reference, we are friends. Then we get Bloodline. This shit hurt. This because I've been so used to it, right? They come down the hallway and they see Cody Rhodes sticker on their locker room. They ain't got nowhere to go. They got evicted. They out of their house. They ain't got no home.
Man. Just like a white man to genderfy a location. You know what I'm saying?
Cody in the main locker room.
Even though he is part Latino. But...
And the wise man says wins and losses.
Yeah, which is the first time
they talk about it.
I cannot remember the last time in WWE programming where they say, wins and losses matter.
And they have consequences.
Yeah, he's like, wins and losses matter, and they have consequences. And if we want our shit back, we got to win the title back in order of the tribal chief.
So they lost, and that means the dressing room isn't theirs, but they're going to get it back by orders of the tribal chief.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell Solo's making some facial expressions, but not thinking
different.
Not thinking too much of it. The force is going on.
Just Solo doing solo stuff, like he's menacing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So then after that, we get the first triple threat match, which is LA Knight. Yeah, Bobby Lashley. Yeah, and Santos Escobar. Which before that match starts, there is a quick interview, like when people show up. And I cannot remember the interviewer's name. She's new. She just had a birthday, actually, too. So happy birthday to her. But she's like, essentially, she asked them, because he's like, I always have a plan. And she's like, well, if you always have a plan, like what happened with, Saturday after you took out Dragon Lee? And he's like, oh, hold on.
I didn't attack Dragon Lee.
Yeah, we didn't touch him.
That wasn't us.
Yeah, that wasn't us. Which, planting some seeds that, if you guys been watching, we kind of know who that might be. But yeah, then we've
been hitting at it for a while.
Yeah.
Watch them not do it and like completely throw us for a fucking loop. Like, man, that shit would be crazy. If it's not Carlito,
I have no idea who it would be. Because he's been giving off those vibes.
What? That'd be fucking nuts.
Yeah, it would be Zelina.
Man. Chavo.
Man. So yeah, we get a nice. There's multiple spots in here. It's a triple threat match, but one of the first spots I noticed was that Santos was on the top. LA Knight does he does the run up the fucking post to do the suplex, and then Bobby Lashley grabs them and pretty much power bombs all of them, all three of them, each other, which was a cool spot.
It was the camera angle that made that shit so fucking dope. The production on that particular spot made that shit so fucking tight.
Yeah, it made it sick as shit, man. But, man, yeah, these camera angles are fire.
LA Knight has a crazy power slam in this.
Yeah, he had a nice power slam.
And then we get some interference, right?
Yeah, Legato comes out. Legato comes out. They attack Knight. Bobby tries to get the upper hand. They beat up Bobby, which leads to the Profits coming out, and we get a. Street Profits are fighting Legato, Angel Garza, and Humberto, and fucking B-Fab and Electra Lopez even fight each other for a hot second. B-Fab gives her a crazy ass scissor kick or big boot or something. It was nice though.
She has long ass legs.
Yeah,
like, that sounds creepy. I don't want it to sound creepy, but like she like has crazy long fucking legs. That kick was fucking insane.
Yeah, either she's tall or she just has like long ass, like Stacy Keibler. She had those long ass legs too. But I think she is tall. But some people's certain appendages or ligaments are longer than others. Yeah, I'm not trying to make it weird, but no, yeah, some niggas have bigger head. Like JD, he has a big ass head. It doesn't look like it fits his body, but it does, I guess. But yeah, that was a cool ass spot. But it ends with Bobby tries to go for the spear, and typical Bobby, someone dodges and he runs into the fucking ring post, takes him out because there's only so many ways you can take out Bobby for it to fucking make any sense. And then it sets up for a BFT, and LA Knight advances. Yeah. Let me talk to you.
I gotta get some LA Knight merch. He got this yellow and red shirt. It's kind of dope.
Yeah, it is. I have some knockoff LA Knight merch that my mom bought me. She's an old head, but yeah, I do need some legit LA Knight.
That.
No, I appreciate it because it has his face on it. Because she doesn't watch wrestling, but I introduced her to LA Knight and she likes LA Knight. Like
that's dope.
Yeah, she like
take it.
To where she's like she watches like the Rivals stuff. Like she doesn't watch weekly TV, but she'll watch like the Rival documentaries or some of the other A&E documentaries or whatever. But yeah, she's an LA Knight fan, so she bought me 2 shirts, and yeah, it's dope. But I do need a legit one, just to put some money in boy's pocket. We get a
Ray promo.
Yeah. LWO's all backstage, setting up. Yeah. So what was interesting about it, because Ray was all LWO was essentially responding to the previous video segment of when Legato said we didn't touch Dragon League.
Right.
So there was a lot of emphasis on, like, there was a particular line where Ray was like, the truth always comes out, and then right when he says that, like, Carlito kind of pops in and like kind of changes the conversation about Dragon Lee being attacked. And I'm like, yeah. To me, that's to see. Like, he's like, all right, enough about that. What about this?
What about that? The kid says all cap.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, I'm pretty sure that's cap. Whatever the kids. It's like, yeah, and like, yeah, it was just telling that, like, he's metaphorically or whatever, or he's like talking about, yeah, man, the truth is always gonna set you free. The truth always comes to light, blah blah blah. And meanwhile, you got a snake in your camp. But the truth will come out.
No,
the truth will come out.
Yes, he basically goes over like all his accomplishments that he's been doing. Talk about forming the LWO. Says he has one more run as a WWE champion. And then we get into the Bloodline.
Yes. So
Solo got new music. This didn't sound like the old Solo music, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. But this sounded like new theme for Solo.
I didn't write new theme, so I want to say it was
the same.
Yeah, I want to say it's. Would be king. I think it was the same.
It didn't. Yeah.
Fuck. Now I gotta read. Now you got me tripping. I didn't write new though. Fuck. All right, I'm gonna have to re-listen.
I wrote new with a question mark. I don't know. But
it might have been slightly like. Yeah, it seems like they're slightly tweaking people's shit.
Tweaking, yeah.
Like adding a couple new sounds or some shit. So maybe they did tweak it a little bit since we're getting this new story arc. So yeah, maybe, they probably tweaked it. They probably added like an extra guitar or some shit. Solo comes out with Paul and Jimmy. Paul says, look, we got to take accountability here. The tribal chief will take accountability. We lost. Your new champion is Cody Rhodes. He talks about, and he's like, and Paul puts over Seth, and it made all the fan theories or all the fucking think pieces. It made it, even though like real niggas we knew, but the fact that they actually acknowledged it, no pun intended, it gives us the satisfaction or knowing that like these writers like they're paying attention and they are they're putting the pieces in places for a reason, and
Right.
everything matters, even the most minuscule thing that might
We're getting
come back.
resolution to a lot of these stories, and like we're getting like confirmation of what you think is true. This is exactly what happened.
Yeah, he puts
You're
over
not speculating anymore.
No, yeah, it's not just speculation or just fan theories or fan casting and all that shit. So yeah, the Roman lost, and same because of Seth. Yeah, Roman lost his focus. Because he's like last year, Cody lost his focus. WrestleMania 39, Cody lost his focus because Solo intervened. That's Cody's fault for not paying attention to Solo. But in WrestleMania 40, due to Seth Rollins, Roman lost his focus. Just
because
like
after 10 years of waiting on revenge, Roman gave into the temptation.
Yeah.
And Cody was prepared for it. Like that's just good.
It's great storytelling. It makes things make sense. You can it just makes everything make sense. And we gushed about it earlier, but when we were talking about night 2, but it makes it all even more satisfactory to know like all the shit, all the tweets, all this like, oh man, Seth was that Shield, that's how they wrote it. They wrote it to mean that way. It wasn't just us speculating. Like that's how they wrote it. That's how it was meant to be interpreted, and we all got it, and they fucking executed it perfectly. And that's what storytelling is, essentially.
Yep.
So yeah, good shit. Blah blah blah. Yeah, they're running with the Shield distraction, costing Roman the title. Solo cuts Roman off, and he's like, losing and winning matters, right? Right? So there's consequences for losing, right? And Paul Heyman's like nervously like saying yeah, and then Solo's like, well, that means there needs to be change or some shit.
Yeah, consequences need change.
And he kind of pushes Heyman out the way, and the way the camera looks is he's like focused on Jimmy, and Jimmy's like, what, you gonna fight me or whatever the fuck.
It is a weird spot because it's like you lost all your matches, Solo. You were the consequence. But
most of those are not TV matches. The last singles TV match he lost was LA Knight, and that was like 2 months ago. He is 0-42, but the fact that we're counting house shows is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't want to count house shows.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
But
yes, but in reality, he's probably like 1-5. Or 1-6, 1-6 or some shit. If you don't count tag,
Solo get a 1-2-3 pin in a minute, bro.
But we're about to start seeing it a lot. It might start. It might start frustrating us.
That's true. Be careful what you wish for, people.
Yeah, because if he shows more personality, then I won't care as much. But
that's what he's showing. He's talking more. We're getting like character out of him.
So and I'm digging it. So yeah, Solo slowly approaches Jimmy. He hits him with the honestly it again, keeping the thread alive, keep the story. He hits him with the fucking like early Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, what he did to Jay, like during the Hell in a Cell and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
He hits him with the "You're my brother, I love you," and they hug, and it like kind of eases Jimmy down, and he turns away, and it looks like he's going to attack him, but he still doesn't attack him yet.
The motherfucker's hugging him, and he got his thumb exposed as he's hugging him. I'm noticing like these little details where it was like a full hug. It's like this thumb is still here, bro. I'm about to fuck you up,
man. Could have paused that a little bit, but
that's crazy. This thumb about to fuck you up is wild, bro.
He was hugging him, but the thumb was still out though.
That is absolutely insane.
Oh man, I am a child. Solo walks away a little bit, and then we get a surprise. One of the new signings, Tammy. Keep calling him Tammy. Tama Tonga. He has to prove himself to me. Tammy Tonga fucking comes out. Nice, handsome dude. Actually, a handsome dude. He had nice physique. Don't remember when he cut his hair, but it looks good. Yeah, he comes out, attacks Jimmy. Then Solo joins in on attacking Jimmy. TT throws up the ones. Solo puts up the one. Heyman is scared of shit. Doesn't know what's
Yeah.
going on. He thinks he's about to get attacked next, but then Solo like brings him in, and essentially is like, "Put up your own too, motherfucker."
It's the bloodline.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Heyman tries to call Roman, and then Solo takes the phone.
Yeah, he's just, call
stomps
Tribal
on-
Chief.
stomps
Smashes
it.
the phone. That's crazy. That's so fucking dope.
Yeah.
And
then
Tama gets the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And they place the chair uniquely around Jimmy's head and slam him into, or places him in the turnbuckle.
Yeah, and he does what is that move called? Both Usos do it, and Umaga used to do it, but yeah, it's the move where they run into the dude while he's laying down on the turnbuckle.
It's like a hip thrust.
Yeah, and with the chair. So essentially, he's being written off for at least a week or two.
For sure. No joke. Yeah.
It looks like we're getting a hostile takeover, and Solo.
And we got a new bloodline.
Yeah, we're getting a new bloodline. We're officially into season 4 of the bloodline faction saga.
And I don't want to get into like the tangent too much, but this war game's got to be bloodline versus bloodline.
Unless they can craft up something better. They got plenty of time because War Games is going to be until November. But yeah, it should be. I mean, we're already seeing fan speculation. Roman, Usos, Sammy versus Rock, and Rock Solo, Double T, and Jacob Fatu, who has been signed officially, but he has not debuted yet. So yeah, the Samoans are coming. The Samoans are coming.
They here.
So, season 4, hostile takeover arc. Let's go.
From there, Cameron Grimes is in the ring. I was like, okay, whenever they put somebody in the ring with no entrance, that dog coming.
Yeah,
so I already knew what this was.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Cameron Grimes fan, but I already knew what it was too. Unfortunately, but I'm glad he's getting TV time.
And then, people that don't know, Braun Breaker here.
Yeah, Braun Breaker. Here. New music, or at least it's tweaked, but this shit is cheeks, bro. Like, I'm loving this new era. I really am. Barely really dipped my toe into this new era, but with all the new promotions, with the new seating changes, we got to get rid of Death Rebel. Like at this point, I'm one more bad song away from dropping my location. I don't know if Death Rebel is what
I need them to keep them.
For actually, what? They're ass, dude. Most of the theme songs are ass. We talked about it multiple times. There's half the women roster we can't even tell who they are based off the music because they all
I was gonna
the
say, don't drop them because if you drop them, they get picked up by AEW. But in the aspect of them saving money, go ahead. If it's gonna save y'all money, take Death Rebel. Have them do everybody's music. That way y'all can start making profit.
Get CFSO back or something. I don't know. Get Jim Johnston back. This Death Rebel shit is killing
Jim
me.
Ain't doing Jim. That man's a legend. That man coming for the bag. Quick little squash match. Just showing off more Braun Breaker's talent. He'll probably get more shit, I would assume, after the draft once they figure out exactly where everybody lands.
Yeah.
From there we get a AJ Styles promo saying he's gonna fix everything that went wrong at WrestleMania. He's gonna demolish everything and prove a point. He said it isn't personal; it's just necessary.
Yeah.
And promise the damage that he'll do will be phenomenal to LA Knight.
Yeah. Which is a bar, not that part, but it's not personal. It's just necessary. Like to me, that's a really good villain line to me. Like I could see that in an action movie or something. Like that's a good villain line. It's not personal, my nigga, but it's necessary. It's necessary. After that, Bayley comes out and they remix her theme too, which I wrote. I'm a little pissed, but I love.
They
Bayley.
did give her the 8K camera though.
You got to. They
did.
Shit. No. She looks amazing. she's talking. The crowd's loving it. They say you deserve it, and she's like, "You guys are idiots, but I'm an idiot too, and I can't thank you guys enough for being here with me, sticking the shit out, yada yada." Then Tiffany comes out, Tiffany Stratton or Tiffy Time, and she's thinking it's an open challenge. She's thinking Bayley's about to set up an open challenge, so I will take it, and Bayley's like, "Nah." Bayley hits her with the LA Knight. Nah.
Nah.
No, it was like I was not going to give an open challenge. I was actually going to give my next title opportunity to the woman who helped me, my friend Naomi, which sets up Naomi coming out.
Yep. From there, she says, Trent comes out, or Naomi comes out, and says she's earned everything she's got in the, and says she can't accept her challenge yet because she has to take care of clueless Tiffany, which is a nice little jab because Tiffany is in the whole clueless like get up, which is dope. Show. Like her gear is pretty solid. She's doing really well with her design of her gear.
Yeah.
We then get a backstage segment with Kayla Braxton on Jimmy's condition. Mm-hmm. Wiseman says Jimmy's okay, and then we get a Tom.
Well, actually, he didn't get the answer.
Oh, that's right.
He didn't get the answer until Double T pulls up.
Oh, she said, "Is Jimmy okay?" Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and Tammy says, by order of the tribal chief, and then fucking Paul just looks like he's like, "What?
Like who?"
And then Solo,
what the hell are y'all talking about?
Solo pulls up.
What if in this situation Solo's not the tribal chief? What if it's Jacob?
It's possible, but I feel like that is possible, but I feel like based off of what we've seen tonight, it's definitely so. I mean,
it looked like Solo was doing the hostile.
Yeah. To me, I think it's Solo. I feel like if it was Jacob, they would have to do something similar to. They would have to do something similar to what the Dark Order did when they were bringing in Brody Lee, to where they were like hinting at our boss is coming, like blah blah, like our boss, like the Dark Leader, he's. Or the anointed one, or whatever his name was, like blah blah blah.
I mean, but they are kind of like we get the hints, like by orders of the tribal chief.
Right. So right now it's just who's the tribal chief.
Who? Yeah.
It's the nigga whoever has that red necklace, and I think that necklace, the closest person to it to me is Solo. To me, that makes the most sense, and I feel like it makes more sense to bring Fatu in as the other muscle to like maybe Jay and Jimmy finally get back together. They start attacking. Double T and Solo, and then that's when fucking Fatu comes out, and then eventually that's when Roman comes out, and then we'll get the 3v3 at some point.
Yeah, the Roman pop when he comes back is gonna be fucking insane.
I mean, when the Usos join back together, that pop is
also gonna be insane.
And then and then when Roman joins them, that's gonna be like Roman being a babyface is gonna make them so much money too. Like,
they. It took some time to get him back to the babyface like status, but they took the long way there. But it's going to be crazy.
And I'm not complaining. I mean, the only part I would complain about was just how long the title reign was. But the character of the tribal chief has always been phenomenal, and it was much needed. It's literally saved his career, and it saved WWE. I'll go that far. It saved WWE as far as I can say.
That's a fact.
Because there was a point in time where like early pandemic, and then when Punk showed up, AEW was killing. They weren't beating them in the ratings, but as far as popularity goes, and as far as some other shit goes, like AEW was firing on all cylinders, and it finally
That's funny. I saw the tweet, and it was like the worst thing for AEW was Vince losing his power, and I was like, damn,
that was one of the things. It's
kind of true. It's like Vince, not having Vince there doing the same dumb shit, like. You're now playing defense. You used to be able to predict Vince's shows. Now you just do not fucking know what the fuck is going to happen.
The part that makes it the most true is that it takes away the leverage that Tony Khan has.
Exactly.
Because there's a reason why people, quote unquote, run from the grind. It's because they didn't want to work under Vince. Because they know if you work under Vince, you'll probably get a bullshit name change. You'll probably have to kiss his ass or something. Like, so it's like it was an easy negotiation tactic towards like, look,
like, yeah, do you want to go over there?
You want to go over there?
Go over there
and work for that maniacal ass motherfucker, or do you want to make?
You don't want to do that.
A couple extra thousand and work less days. You know, it was easy. Like, so now, like, yeah. So
now Tony got to shell out mad money to keep people because now it's like Triple H is running it. It's a better environment. So now people are sitting there between better environment or more money. And of course, at the end of the day, you're gonna take more money.
I mean, yeah, and that's one of the things you have to weigh too, because like, because when we're talking about like guaranteed money versus seat money, like if you think about the AEW WWE version of that, it's that yes, you can have less dates and possibly make more money, or get like if your check will have an extra maybe 2 zeros, guaranteed zeros, and less dates. But if you went to WWE instead, you might get 2 less zeros, but you have the potential to make a lot more money based off of the presentation, based off of the merch. And that's just
the fucked up
merch sales.
That, like, and potentially is the key word in that. And that's what a lot of people just not gamble on, especially like when we're talking about Okadas, who are like, or a little bit older, Mercedes, who's like a little bit, not older, but like she's probably in like the next 10 years, I think that she'd be out, right?
She wants to do something different. But that's also one of the reasons why Jade left, though, because Jade could have stayed, but it was about learning the craft better, and then the presentation. Like, look,
she was also older. She was like, she didn't have time for a startup. She was like, I need to be somewhere I can be polished like immediately, which makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
because she's like what 32 right now.
Yeah. So
there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to both. I'm just my point is that now that to piggyback what you're saying, now that Vince is gone. It makes the leverage, like the negotiating leverage. If I was TK, like it kind of, or if anyone's TK, it kind of takes away some of that leverage because now it's like you can't use like, oh, you don't want to go there because Vince is bad,
right? Like now you really got to know what the fuck you're doing,
right?
Like time to get it. Not, I won't say get it together, but just hey, keep your head on swivel out there, Tony. Like shit gets real.
Just book stuff. Present people. Where we at?
We had Naomi versus Tiff. This is my favorite match of the week. I just liked it because it gave the women time. This wasn't like a quick match. This wasn't like a rushed match, or it was set up perfectly. They were going crazy. Tiff looks great. Naomi looks great.
Yep.
Like,
and she gets her win back. Like, so all the fucking the real crybabies, the people who just get mad at every single booking decision, is like, chill out. Because like we talked about it, Naomi just got here, you guys. Like, motherfuckers was crying like, oh, she left to Tiffany. She's a new girl. Like, you just signed her. She should have stayed at T. Like, it's like, bro, she just got back. Chill. Now she's in a fucking championship match against Bayley. It's probably going to end in a DQ, but it's a fucking championship match against Bayley. She's been back since she got back at Rumble. Like, this is good shit.
It was I think it was a very even showcase from both of them. Yeah. Like the split leg moonsault from Naomi. Great. Tiff had a nice little double stomp. That was fucking dope.
Great.
There was a lot of blurs during the show. Like the screen would blur out for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because people were flipping off the camera. I don't know if it's a wardrobe malfunction from Tiffany, because in this match in particular, it happened on Tiffany, so I think there was a wardrobe malfunction. But there was a lot of like blurred screens this match or this show, and I was like,
because it happened in a different match too. So I do think it might have been like, I think it might have been the fingers. It might have been people flipping people off or something. Because again, this is Fox, and even in the course of the last like couple months, we've had multiple times where they blacked out the whole screen.
Right.
You know, so I think this was the alternative instead of just blacking out a screen people thinking their TVs died, we'll just blur it out real quick, make it fuzzy. I think that's the alternative. I think. It ain't that good, but I mean, it is better than my screen going black and I'm like thinking my shit just cut off. You know, but it's still not good.
Naomi gets the win. Dope match. I loved it. Yeah. We then get a Theory and Waller promo, and these motherfuckers were unhinged, bro.
Bro, they were just as the kids say. As the kids say, they were glazing each other. They were just hyping.
I like that.
Yeah, they were just hyping each other up, and like, they was just no sexual, but they was glazing each other. It was just like
on each other. Like, it was crazy, yo.
Yeah, but good shit though. I'm loving, man. Fucking Waller saved Theory's career, bro. No one can tell me different. Good shit.
The promo ends and all this is standing next to New Catch and Profits. He was like, "Don't worry, we'll find them a challenge next week." Like,
right. So I'm assuming
that shit was nuts.
Yeah. So I'm assuming next week will be NCR versus Profits, unless they do like a multi-man or something.
Right.
But I honestly, I hope it's a multi-man because I don't think Profits should lose after the Mania match unless it's going to set them up for finally breaking up against Bobby or with Bobby. And NCR could, them losing another match won't like kill their momentum or anything.
It's true. We get a Logan Paul promo, a little small little thing.
Good promo though.
He walked in the champ. Yeah,
man.
Walked in the champ, left the champ. 650 million impressions. 2 million came from the Prime team. Says the Logan Paul Levesque era. Logan getting his shit off. Rightfully so. As much as you want to try to hate Logan, you can't, man. As far as like celebrities coming into the WWE,
no, he's the best. Him and Bad Bunny are the two best celebrities.
And I just give it to Logan just because of the longevity aspect.
Yeah, the consistency. If Bad Bunny decided to show up once a month, I think they'd be easily on the same level. But Logan Paul, he's good in the ring, he's good in the mic. Like every week, I give this dude praise. And personally, like as a human being, I
stand this nigga.
I do not. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping he grew because I listened to Pulse Up a couple times. He sounds more mature than the Vine kid who like went to the Japanese suicide forest or whatever. He seems a little more grown than that.
Yeah, and I know you're supposed to be like, yo, he was young. You can't hold anybody. You can't hold him down for something he did so long ago. People do change. But that was just the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, and that's not even the only thing. That's the only thing I can think of. But he does seem like he's growing. But as far as Logan the wrestler, he's amazing. I love it. He's one of the best. Like there's really not much that you can say about it. We get Piper and Green. They talked to Aldis, and essentially it's a repeat of what happened Monday. Aldis was like, I think I can get you guys a tag match. And the tag match happens to be versus the stormiest big two, not two, Jade and Bianca.
The ones.
No.
You don't want no parts of them. Like Jade and Bianca as a team? That's how they rolling this out?
That's great. I love you, Kana Chan. I love you, Kari. But you might have to come. You got to come up these titles because hey,
it was a theme song back in the day.
We got two.
No chance in hell. You got.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not know that's where you're going, but
Fuck. That's funny.
Yes, not too many spots. There was a moment where Piper seemed like she wanted to smoke with Jade, but it was more just.
I wanted it. I needed to see it.
I wanted it too, and we're gonna get it. But it was a cheap shot to hit Bianca. But it was a quick match. Once Bianca tags in Jade, it's similar to what happened with Monday. Jade takes out Chelsea Green, Team BGM, Black Girl Magic. They win the match. They look good. It looks great.
Cocoa Butter Combat Club.
Cocoa Butter Combat Club. TM. This is okay. So this is another great promo, which sets up to the last match. We're almost done, you guys. Brian Saxton. I knew it started with a B. Saxton asked KO. He's trying to interview him. Like, what's your thoughts? Because we already heard from fucking AJ and Ray. Mm-hmm. And KO does KO. He breaks the fourth wall a little bit. He's like, you know those cool camera shots that they've been doing recently when people just keep walking? Can I do that? And can I borrow this mic? And Brian's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, well, So Byron, as he's walking away, which is great. It's just so
he's
good.
finishing the promo as he's walking away. That shit is great.
So yeah, he's walking down. We get a long camera shot of someone walking down to the hall. He's talking. He's pretty much saying the same shit that everyone else said. Where it's like, yeah, it's not personal. I just gotta beat you guys. There's a point in time where he picks up the Detroit Tigers belt. Belt, the WWE belt that they have for teams and shit.
Knocks over Punk shirts.
Punk shirts, which is great. Love it. Give me the violence, baby. Give me the negativity. And he walks all the way to Gorilla, cutting the promo, and then he's like, Bruce, turn my music on, and he says something else to someone else, and then he just walks out. Just again, rest in piss, Kevin Dunn. Like these camera shots are so good.
Him and Ray both have sons. His is taller than his, and that his is not an idiot like Ray.
Yeah,
but that's not Ray's fault. Dominic just sucks.
Yeah. It is Ray's fault though, because he's a terrible father. So yeah, we get K.
Put up a poll. Worst dad, Goku or Ray?
Oh man, woo! That's close. That's close. That's real close.
Oh, that's great. Oh shit.
All right, let's bring it home. I only worked down a couple spots. We got a double German suplex, which was real good. We get a
no, the triple stack.
Yeah, it was a triple stack.
Well, I guess it's called it was two people in the German, but they call it triple stack.
Yeah, they did call it a triple. We got a pop-up power bomb reversal to a Pele kick that was fucking fire.
That was nuts.
That was fucking
AJ
fire.
Smoking right now. That was fucking nuts.
And it's funny because he keeps talking about retiring soon. Like he literally just was like, man, like I'm in pain every day I wake up. And it's like, bro, I understand. But these last 2-3 matches, you've been cooking.
You've been smoking shit, yo.
Yeah, just change up your style a little bit.
He reversed the 619 into like a neck breaker.
That shit was fire.
Like AJ, this match was just all AJ. All my spots are AJ.
Yeah, I mean Kevin Owens and Ray had some good spots, but yeah, everything I wrote down, it was pretty much all AJ spots because they were some of the flashiest spots. Kevin Owens hit Ray with a modified stunner on the apron, which was cool.
He did do a corkscrew suplex from the top rope. That was fucking solid too. Yeah. Like overall, this was a dope match. Like
it was, but the way that we
Ray's gear was hard.
Yeah, Ray's gear was hard. The way we ended though was fucking fire. So,
boy,
Kevin Owens goes for a frog splash. AJ reverses it. Kevin Owens is on the ground. AJ pulls him a little closer to the turnbuckle as he's going to do something off the turnbuckle, probably a 450 or something, whatever AJ does off the top rope. Ray comes out, he comes from the side of the ring, tries to attack AJ. He gets him into a fucking Styles clash. And
it's like he's looking for the Hurricanrana, and he reverses that into a Styles clash
onto Kevin, who was still laying down, and then pins Ray, and it was such a good fucking finish. Spot.
Like that shit was fucking amazing, bro. That was such a dope spot.
So we get AJ versus LA Knight next week in the rematch. The third
AJ LA Knight 2.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure AJ's winning. I said it last week. Like when people were like, "Oh, who's Cody gonna face?" Like, we got two full former Bullet Club members. AJ's heel right now. AJ versus Cody. That's a good 2 PLE feud right there. Like, you give them 2 PLEs, just give them time to cook. That's a real good feud to me.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it has the potential to be a real good feud. AJ is a good talker. We both know they're good. They're both good talkers. They're both good in ring. It should be a good fucking feud. And then as the show's ending with AJ's terrible ass music, LA Knight comes out and they have a face to face and they're just talking shit to each other.
Yeah, I'm ready for this one. Next week's SmackDown should have a really dope match with them too. Yeah. I expect them to really go out there and just put out a banger for sure. Yeah. We also get Sheamus returning next week. And speaking of bangers, he's gonna pop up on Raw. Yeah. Yeah, man. first Raw after Mania and SmackDown after Mania, first week looking pretty solid.
Yeah,
like
a lot better than last year.
Way better than last year.
Because I went to both of those shows, and that whole Monday when I was watching with DT and my wife, like my wife was complaining, was like, "We didn't get this last year." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. We saw Brock."
Yeah, you're right.
But no, this Raw was fire. Like I would have much preferred this Raw over last year's Raw, because last year's Raw, because there was a lot of people we didn't see because they had travel issues.
Travel issues, yeah, I remember
and all
that.
this other shit. And then SmackDown wasn't that great, but yeah, this year we get fucking, Ilya pops up, Roxanne pops up, Tammy Tonga pops up, all this other shit.
Bloodline. I was getting Portland the short end of the stick. I see what the fuck is going on over here.
Yeah, in Seattle, but Seattle deserves it too. But yeah.
Shout out. No shout out.
Nah,
I ain't got nobody. I ain't got no beef. You got all the beef with the Washingtonians.
Yeah, it's well deserved.
And with that, yo, we gonna get out of here. I want no smoke with no Washingtonians, man. Leave me alone. We will catch you guys in the next one. It's been real. See you guys later.
Love you guys. Too sweet.